Okay, so I did not have time to sound check today, but it looks like we're doing okay. Alright, let's get started. Hoping that it
Welcome
doesn't...
to my
There we
latest
go.
case, Ghost Dogs of Moon Lake. To start playing, choose either Junior or Senior Detective. If you're new to adventure games or need some help, choose Tutorial.
Okay, so this is the first one, well, the first of the older games that I'm running off disc. I ran Remastered off of disc, but I think Secrets Can Kill Remastered actually doesn't technically need the disc to play. So this is the first one that we're running strictly off disc, and since computers don't come with a disc drive these days, I have to use a external, and I've had a lot of trouble getting her started today. So crossing our fingers that this one goes decent. Give it a few
Dear
seconds.
Ned, remember Sally McDonald, the woman who took those photos that Dad has up in his office?
Yep.
Well, she just bought a house in Moon Lake, Pennsylvania.
Ooh.
A gangster named Mickey Malone built it back in the 20s as his country getaway. We're talking major fixer-upper. Anyway, last night Sally called and she said she desperately needed my detective skills. She refused to say why over the phone. Naturally, I said I'd drive to Moon Lake immediately. But weird things started happening the moment I pulled up. First, this big tree fell down behind my car and has me totally
Okay,
blocked
that's
in.
probably a
And
coincidence.
then I discovered that Sally's gone.
Okay,
She left
that's
a
weird.
note that suggested something terrible happens here at night. She's supposed to call me from her car. So here I sit, writing to you while I wait for the phone to ring. It's nighttime, and although part of me is dying to know what frightened Sally away, another part of me is starting to feel a little uneasy. I'll let you know what happens. Ever yours, Nancy.
Up there's the phone. Hello, hello, hello.
Hello?
Nancy, hi, it's
Hi.
Sally. We
Yeah.
have to talk fast because I'm in my car and my cell phone's running low, so we might get cut off. But did you see my note?
Yes,
did.
Are you all right?
No, I feel awful bailing on you like that. You must think I'm such a flake.
I'm just worried about you.
No, I
What's
think you're a
wrong?
photographer.
I couldn't stand the thought of spending another night there. I knew you were on your way, but it didn't help. I just got too scared.
What's to be scared of? It's so peaceful and quiet. Make it sound like the place is haunted or something. Come on.
You make it sound like the house is haunted or something.
Not the house, the woods.
Is that what
Just
now?
wait until it gets dark. Then you'll see.
I'm sorry,
What
what?
am I saying? Nancy, you shouldn't be there by yourself either. Why don't you just go get in your car and go home? Or drive to Philadelphia. My aunt's got plenty of room.
No way. You got me so curious I wouldn't leave even if I could. I like this one.
One of your trees seems to have other plans for me.
What do you mean?
I do love me a sassy Nance.
Let me put it this way. Unless someone who just happens to have a chainsaw just happens to come by, my car's not going anywhere.
Oh, the dead maple beside the driveway.
Yep.
Oh, they told me it was in danger of falling over when I had the place inspected. I just never got around to doing anything about it. Listen, call M's Emporium. That's a store on the lake. Emily knows everybody. She'll know who to call if she decides to answer her phone.
Well, all right then. So won't the store be closed?
It's late. Won't the store be closed?
Where's my brain? Okay, look.
I don't know.
I just bought a little outboard motorboat. I haven't used it yet, but the guy who put it in for me said it should run just fine. It's tied up at the dock out front. Just get in it and go. Go anywhere. Just get away from the house.
I can't take off in your boat. It's pitch black outside, or why? What on earth do you think? It's actually not pitch black outside. We're going to find out in a minute, so.
Why? What on earth do you think is going to happen?
The dogs. Those dogs. Out of nowhere. They're outside howling and snarling. Teeth and claws. Horrible.
Dogs? Hello? Did you say dogs? Hello?
Dogs are great. I should know. I got a 60-pounder over here. She's a big sweetie, though. Yes, she is. Yes, she's a big sweetie pie. She's a big sweetie. Ah, this is what scared everybody back in the day.
What that?
This is what scared everyone back in the day. Not even the cutscene, just this. Everyone was like, I hear strange noises, I'm too scared to go out. There were so many other people answering on the message boards being like, oh my gosh, just walk outside. What's the worst that happens? It's a video game. You die, you restart. Just walk outside.
Ooh, something's out there.
Now look what you've done.
Hi!
That was a Strixvaria. At least I think it was. Never know for sure now, will I?
And who are you? A Strix what? What are you doing out here? Let's go with who are you?
Who are you?
My name's Red Knot. And if you've got a volume knob, I'd appreciate your taking it down a notch before you scare away everything from here to Lancaster.
What were all those noises out here? Just what is it you're afraid I'll scare away?
I'm Nancy Drew. What were all those noises out here just now?
That was me, Miss Nancy Drew, calling in birds. And doing a pretty good job of it, too, till you showed up. Where'd you come from, anyway?
I'm staying here in the old Malone. I drove in from River Heights to visit my friend Sally McDonald.
I drove in today
What do
from
you
River
exactly
Heights
call
to
her
visit my
She's
friend
a
Sally
photographer?
McDonald.
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that? The Malone house is no place for one young woman, let alone two.
Beg pardon? Why does it have to be women who aren't allowed to stay here, huh? Huh? No, I'm just kidding. It's just what he is. So you've met Sally, or what do you know about the woman living here?
What do you know about the woman living here?
I talked to her a couple of times. But you know, the last time I saw her, she wasn't doing so good. She acted real anxious, scared.
So what do you think was scaring her, precisely?
What do you think was scaring her?
The dogs. The dogs of Mickey Malone. Legend goes that when Malone was finally arrested and hauled away, his 4 dogs went running off into the woods and were never seen again.
Up. Oh boy. Okay, well, it's not gonna really let me do anything but restart, I don't think. Oh, buddy. So remember I said we were gonna have a lot of issues with this one? Yeah, give me a sec. You know I'm working on that. Are you trying to help?
Wow, yeah. Jump in that snow. Run in that snow, doggy. Yeah.
Poor thing, it's up to her belly.
Yeah. Seems like she's having a ball, though.
She loves the deep snow. She absolutely loves the deep snow.
It's like, I don't know where to go. I'll just keep running.
I mean, like, she kind of hates it when it's just, like, you know, a little bit of snow. But when it's deep like this, oh, she loves it.
There she goes.
Did she come back?
No, she's going fine.
It'll probably make him more anxious. Whatever happens here, he's old. You have no clue. You didn't see what we saw. I don't care. What exactly happened? Not sure. I'm not sure. The time it seems so real, but now it's all gone. Maybe the fog.
Kay, I turned it off.
Sorry if I put too much video on your phone.
Don't worry about it. I have a thing to take care of that.
I kind of figure you did. Get it, Kay? Don't let that box get away with being unopened. You tell that box.
Pretty sure she already took the cookie out.
Doesn't seem like it.
She's just checking for more.
Oh, okay.
But now she kind of wants to know what's in the box.
Yeah.
You and I both know this is her specialty.
Yes.
Oh, no, there's still some cookie rattling in there, huh?
It's okay, Kay. Open the box. Yeah. Get it.
More cookies.
And she's basically got it. She's just gotta get it out.
Yeah,
Bas-
she's gotta get the cookie
Yeah, her little pig head from that came from the stocking. Just like, oh boy, here we go. Rawr.
Okay, let's try this again and see if that fixes things. Hopefully, we are good this time.
Welcome to my latest Dear
Yeah, I
Ned.
know. Okay, we just did all that. Oh, right, I forgot I can't go out yet. We gotta go talk to Sally. So I moved all the files from the disc onto the CD. And hopefully that will help my
Hello?
situation.
Nancy, hi, it's Sally. We have to talk fast because I'm in my car and my cell phone's running low, so we might get cut off.
Because
But did you see my
it
note?
was having
Yes, are
issues
you all
reading
right?
things off the
No,
CD, so I put
feel
everything from the
awful
CD
bailing on you like
onto
that. You must think
the
I'm such a flake.
I'm
onto
just
my
worried
computer.
about
So
you.
let's see
What's
if that
wrong?
helps.
I couldn't stand the thought of spending
been a
another
while.
night there. I knew you were on your way, but it didn't help. I just got too scared.
Oh, it's so peaceful and quiet.
You make it sound like the house is haunted or something.
Is
Not
it?
the house, the woods. Just wait until it gets dark. Then you'll see. What am I saying? Nancy, you shouldn't be there by yourself either. Why don't you just go get in your car and go home? Or drive to Philadelphia. My aunt's got plenty of room.
One of your trees seems to have other plans for me.
What do you mean?
Let me put it this way. Unless someone who just happens to have a chainsaw just happens to
It's
come
actually
by,
running a
my
little bit
car's not
smoother.
going
I'm not
anywhere.
hearing the CD
the
trying to
dead maple
grind
beside the driveway.
when
They
I'm
told me
picking
it was in danger of falling
a
over when I had the
voice.
place inspected.
So
I just never got around to doing anything about it. Listen, call M's Emporium. That's a store on the lake. Emily knows everybody. She'll know who to call if she decides to answer her phone.
It's late. Won't the store be closed?
Where's
yeah,
my brain?
it's also
Okay,
being a
look,
little more
I just
responsive if
bought
you
a
notice
little
when I pick
outboard
something.
motorboat. I haven't used it yet, but the guy who put it in for me said it should run just fine. It's tied up at the dock out front. Just get in it and go.
I haven't
Go
used it
anywhere.
yet,
Just
but
get
the
away
guy
from
said
the
it would work
house.
fine. I haven't
Why?
test driven
What on
it or
earth do you
anything.
think is
It'll
going
be
to
fine.
happen?
The dogs. Those dogs.
Yeah, it's working a little bit smoother now that I put all the files from the
Outside
CD actually into
howling
the
and
computer
snarling.
file that I have set up for it. So
Teeth and claws. Horrible.
Dogs? Hello? Did you say dogs? Hello?
I still need the CD in the drive to make it run. But it's being less of a pain in the butt.
What is that?
So it's being less of a pain in the butt. This is the back door. I meant to go out the front door.
Something's out there.
Now look what you've done.
Hi! What did they do?
That was a Strixvaria.
Yeah.
At least I think it was.
Yeah.
Never know for sure now, will I?
No. So who are you?
Who are you?
My name's Red Knot.
Yeah, it's being a
And
little
if you've
more
got a
responsive
volume
now, so that's
knob,
good.
I'd appreciate your taking it down a notch before you scare away everything from here to Lancaster.
Nope! Refuse! I will scare away everything from here to Lancaster. It'll be fun! Nah? No. Fine. Okay. So...
I'm Nancy Drew. What were all those noises out here just now?
That was me, Miss Nancy Drew, calling in birds. And doing a pretty good job of it, too, till you showed up.
Oh.
Where'd you come from, anyway?
River
I drove in
Heights.
today from River Heights to visit my friend Sally McDonald.
Now, why would you want to do a thing like that? The Malone house is no place for one young woman, let alone two.
What do you know about
What
her?
do you know about the woman living here?
I talked to her a couple of times. But you know, the last time I saw her, she wasn't doing so good. She acted real anxious, scared.
What do you think was scaring her?
The dogs. The dogs of Mickey Malone.
Ooh.
Legend goes that when Malone was finally arrested and hauled away, his 4 dogs went running off into the woods and were never seen again. People would just hear them, howling like their hearts were broken every night until one by one, they all died and went silent. But every time someone tries living in the Malone house, back they come.
So are you saying Malone and Sally's house is haunted by ghost dogs? What do they do exactly?
What do the dogs do?
Every night, ever since she moved in, you could hear them howling. And some nights the dogs would appear outside the house, running around, snarling and barking and throwing themselves at the doors and windows.
Woof
And
woof.
then they'd be gone. They're buried in the cemetery just beyond the house, you know. Them and Malone both.
What? Did the dogs ever attack her?
Did they ever attack Sally?
She never gave them the chance. After the first attack, she stopped going out at night. Just locked the doors when it got dark and sat tight until morning.
So haven't the police investigated this?
The dogs would attack her house?
It's like they don't want anybody but Malone living there. I guess they don't know he's dead. And so are they.
Did she ever call the police?
This isn't New York City, Miss Nancy Drew. All they got around here is one officious little park ranger. And all Jeff Akers does is sit around all day trying to figure out how he can get himself transferred out of here to a bigger park.
Do you live close by, or are you a native? Do you live close by?
Do you live close by?
I just come to Moon Lake in the spring to look for birds. Got an observation platform just up the path, kind of my base camp, and I've got a little outboard down there on the lake. Left my car at the big dock up lake. Don't really need it.
Ooh.
Are those the ghost dogs?
Yes, ma'am. Which is why I think it would be a good idea if I went my merry way and you got yourself back inside that house. Good luck, Miss Nancy Drew.
I will try. Alright, I do want to save before we go back in. Just in case we have another crash. I don't think we will. Like I said, I put a lot of the files, I put a lot of the files onto the,
This is not good.
They trying to open the door? Whoa, the electrical's going wonky. So yeah, I was afraid that the cutscene here might crash it, but since I put a lot of the files onto the disk, or onto the computer, we should be okay. Eek puppy! Eek puppy! Hi puppy! And that was it. Oh, you want to see the worst thing that they did? Okay, this is so fun. This is so fun. I love that they did this. Sorry, not continue game. I want to do a quick save. Boop! Yeah, that's fine. Okay. This is so fun. They have this very nice sticky note over here, so you're like, gosh, what does that say?
Floorboards. Watch your...
They bait you so hard on that one. Oh, they bait you so hard with that one. I love it. It's hilarious. You sure you want to load a new game before I say Carmen? No, it's fine. It's fine. Yeah, we're good. We're good. It's good. We're good. It's fine. I love they bait you so hard with that because you're like, dang it, what does that note say? And then you walk closer and it's like, it says not to step here, by the way. Oh.
It's stuck. I need some sandpaper.
Oh. Okay. So... what do we got? Get the well water tested ASAP. Ooh, I have a flashlight and a map. Harry, thought you could use this map to the cemetery. You'll find lots of bait along the way, especially at night. Cemetery's real hard to find. I got lost a bunch of times. Happy fishing, George. Nancy, I'm really sorry, but I just can't face another night here. I'm going to my aunt's in Philadelphia. Doors open. Make yourself at home. We'll call you from my car. My cell phone number is 215-555-5389. PPPS. Oh, please don't hate me. Sally. Okay, Sally. Cool. You got anything else? Get the dead tree cut down. You really did like your post-it notes, didn't you there, Sally? Alright, we could venture out into the woods tonight, or we could wait till morning. Probably a good idea to wait till morning, eh? So, welcome to morning. This is that little
full of water.
Yeah, this is that little outboard motorboat that she said we could use. That don't worry, it's going to be perfectly fine. Just take off in it in the middle of the night.
Paw prints.
Paw prints? Yeah, there are paw prints right there. Looks like paw prints. Alright, let's get to bailing. I found a screwdriver. And we have a life vest. Ooh, what's over here?
A face only a gnome could love.
Yeah? I have a key. Anything else? No? Here's this trunk.
Oh, the key broke off.
Well,
There's got to be another way to get this open.
that's a first. A key that doesn't work in a Nancy game. I have hammer and nails. We have respirators. I'm not sure how old that respirator is. Not sure we should trust it. But, you know. Alright, I could have come out here at night and talked to Red.
This must be Red's observation platform.
I forgot about him. I know I literally just met him and then I completely forgot about him. Okay. Now this one, I never fully
The
get.
spark plug is missing.
So we have the missing spark plug and I have no idea what those symbols are supposed to mean. I mean, I know that they're supposed to mean like one of them is all the way down and there's like halfway up. It's positions of the screws, but I have no idea how you're supposed to tell which one is which. So that'll be fun. Alright, so with the spark plug missing... can I take a look at the newspaper? No. Hey Sally, you know how that guy you got put in that boat and said everything's gonna work perfectly fine, don't worry about it? He might have taken you for a ride, sweetie. I mean, I'm just saying. He might have told you some lies. Ah, thank you. I will be taking that plank of wood.
I better be careful.
You better be careful. Why? It's just a walk through the woods. Nope, nothing there. I think if I go this way, we can go back down to the house. There's a stone pillar. I think. I have no idea. And I have a dreadful time reading this map. So I'm pretty sure we go this way. Yeah, that's back home. You're like, you're not even reading the map. How can you say you have a dreadful time reading it? That's what I mean. I can't read this for doodly squat. It might have something to do with the fact that I have really bad spatial orientation. Birdie! Hi, Birdie. Bye, Birdie. Birdie! Well, back to you too. Birdie! Bye, bird. That's a fun sound. There's another bird. All right. We got birds and crickets everywhere. Ooh, another bird. Hello? Waldo Matthias, born August 5, 1876, died May 10, 1825. Snooky! Oh. Goodness, oh my pearl. Pitten path? Okay. Another plank of wood. Stench. Marbles. Ah, hello. Vitus. Vitus is born Feb 8. Died Jan 29th. So they all died on the 29th. They all died on exactly the same day. Xander was born August 16. Lucy was born April 4. And they all died the exact same day, which makes me wonder if the legend is untrue and maybe the dogs died in the raid. Iggy! It was November 11th. Okay. So we're going to need
These look like dog tracks.
They do. Is it Mr. Malone himself in the crypt? We found our way into the cemetery area. Sorry, bird! Now, can I find my way out of here? And the simple answer is probably eventually. The longer answer is yeah, but it'll take me a few minutes. There we go. Anything else? Yep, another plank of wood.
Those look too rotten.
Do they? Because they look the same as the wood you just pulled, but okay. I can't go in there. Interesting. Alright. It still has it's glitched. That's just a little glitch. It's fine. Let's put these down. Okay. Perfect. And now we can come up here and be like, it says rotten floorboards, watch your step. Okay. Well, let's head out. Let's head out at night, if you would, please. So we can go talk to Mr. Knott.
The moon's so bright, I won't need my flashlight.
That's so nice, Nan. I'm so happy for you. Alright. What do we got?
Well, it's Miss Nancy Drew.
Does that mean you'd like me to call you Mr. Red Knot?
What'd
All right,
you think?
then. Hello, Nancy.
Hey there.
Now put a muffler on it, would ya? I just heard
No.
a cerulean warbler.
Oh! You mean you want me to be quiet? I can do that. Are they rare?
Are they rare?
Something tells me they're gonna be with you around.
Yeah.
You didn't come up here to chit-chat, did you?
So, are you out here all by yourself?
Are you out here
or-
all by yourself?
I came to see birds, not people. The more people there are in a forest, the fewer birds there are. It's a fact of life. Reason I like to come here is because nobody else does. It's perfect. Not a decent grocery store, restaurant, or motel for miles.
Ah, I see. So there's no place nearby that sells boats that sells boat parts?
There's no place nearby that sells boat parts? Sally's outboard is missing a spark plug.
I might be able to help you out. After all, I was a Boy Scout. Be prepared.
Okay.
But I don't want to leave you unprepared.
Well, just so happens I've got 2 spark plugs right here in my pocket. Question is, if I
Well,
give
that's
you one, what do I
coincidental.
get for it? I don't need cash, but maybe you could take a few pictures for me. Know how to use a digital camera?
Yes. What kind of pictures are we talking about?
Sure. What would you like me to take pictures of?
Birds, of course.
Okay.
There's a couple of
We're
birds I'm
fine.
supposed to take pictures of for PepSob. That's People for the Preservation and Study of Birds. You can recognize them by their songs, which are on this tape, which you can play on my cassette player, which you're gonna have to get from M's Emporium as soon as you get your boat fixed. Think you can handle that?
Sure. Yep.
Sounds good.
Here's everything you'll need.
Thank you.
M's Emporium is up lake on the west side. Not that I'm trying to get you out of my hair or anything, but try not to come pestering me till you're done, okay? One more thing.
Oh, I'm absolutely
You
gonna
smoke?
pester you. I love a sassy Nance. I love sassy
Only when
Nance.
I'm on fire.
Oh, you're a spunky one, aren't you?
Yeah.
Well, these woods may not look it, but they're tinder dry. One lit match, and the best bird habitat on the East Coast will go up in smoke. So watch what you do. 'Cause if anything like that happens, I won't be looking for birds anymore. I'll be looking for you. Watch yourself out there.
Excuse you? I'm I'm sorry. So you're telling me these woods are super, 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 super dry. So if a fire starts, it's going to be entirely your fault. I'm sorry. Anybody who lives anywhere near California can tell you that if the woods are dry enough, wildfires start just because the sun got too hot. So, on your face, it might not have been my fault. Okay. Is there something in the house that's supposed to help me figure this out? Because I don't think there is. I can't get to those books. That just leads to the dog statues. Yeah. That's a very nice stove, but what does Nancy eat while she's here? Does she cook on that stove? Because that stove looks like it's a danger to itself and others. That was just where we found the map. Nothing else there. That's just the bottle and then get the dead tree cut down. There's nothing really there. Oh, we do have this.
Leaves that appear on a fresh spring tree make my birth different from the other three. When swans drift by on shimmering blue, I'm the one who plays in the summer dew. When autumn's call brings out the deer, it is I who howls on mornings clear. And when winter comes and birds take flight, look to me to sleep through the long gray night.
Okay, so that's telling us that leaves are spring, or trees are spring. Birds are winter. Swans are summer. And deer is fall. And what does all that mean, might I ask? Well, this wallpaper has a deer on it. So that would make this fall, I believe. So if we go in here, this is birds. So winter points this way. So winter is that way. At least I think this is what it's telling us. Tree is over here. Right, tree is over here, so that makes spring going that way. I see a deer up here, so I'm guessing that makes this fall. And I did see some swans back here. I mean, I do see like deer, trees, all that back here, but I saw, yeah, here's the swan up in the corner over there. So swan should go backwards, is the theory. So in theory, Vitus was born in winter, which means Vitus points that way. Iggy, I cannot change, but he should point forward. Lucy should point to that side. And Xander should be the back wall. Supposedly. If I'm decoding this puzzle correctly. Now, do I think I am decoding this puzzle correctly? No. Alright, so I have no idea what plus minus 0 is, but these two should be the same, and these two should be different from the rest of them. So, let's say 0 is no contact, so that one should be fine. Plus, I'm going to say is full contact. And minus is half contact. Yes? No!
Something must be very wrong with this engine.
Okay. So let's say plus as half contact. Minus as full contact. Alright. Let's see if we blow Nancy up, shall we? Blow Nancy up. Oopsies. Yep. Girl sleuth dies in outboard motorboat explosion. We'll probably have a chance to read that again in a minute. If I do this, okay, so these two are not full contact. Well, okay. What if we say these two are full contact? This is no contact. This is half contact. Alright, place your bets. Do we get it or are we blowing up? Blowing up again. I don't know what the plus, minus, and 0 are supposed to mean. Right? Blast caused by faulty boat engine. Yeah, well. At least it's me and not Sally doing this. Alright, so let's try these two as no contact. This is full contact and this is half contact. Got it! M's Emporium, here we come. I'm not sure how you're supposed to know that one. Hello.
Hey there! Welcome to M's Emporium. I'm Emily Griffin.
My name's Nancy Drew. I'm staying out at the old Malone place. You know, the house Sally McDonald bought?
Now, what's she doing inviting guests out to that old dump?
I don't know.
She's got a little problem she's hoping I can solve. But right now, I need a chainsaw.
A chainsaw?
Yes, I do.
A tree fell down in the driveway behind my car, and now I'm blocked in.
I'll get Tucker Davis to take care of it. Gotta warn you, though. Tucker tends to do things in his own sweet time. So how come Sally ain't with you?
Well, the ghost dog scared her off. She couldn't stand the thought of spending another night in the house. She thinks the Malone place is haunted.
She couldn't stand the thought of spending another night in that house.
I told her. I said, Sally, that old house is gonna be nothing but trouble. And sure enough, Malone's hounds have come back. Just when we all thought they were finally resting in peace.
You told her? Oh, Kay has spotted the mailman. I'm sorry. So when was the last time they appeared? Or have you ever seen them? Eeny, meeny, chilly, beany, we're gonna say this one. That did not work. Okay, top one it is.
Have you ever seen the dogs?
Nope. Don't want to, neither. Just hearing them howl's bad enough. Scares the bejeebies out of me.
I see.
When was the last time they appeared?
Seems like they show up every time somebody buys the place. So the last time would have been 10, 15 years ago.
Oh my, it's been abandoned that long? Yeesh.
What can you tell me about Red Knot?
The bird watcher. Comes in every so often to stock up on that weirdo food he eats. You know how them tree hugger types are.
No, but okay. Seems to me he's into watching birds more than hugging trees. Or how long has he been in the area?
Has he been in the area long?
About as long as those pink-billed warblers and purple-eyed owls he's always chasing have been around. Couple of months, I guess.
So, in return, I have to pick up a cassette player. I need to get water for Sally's well tested. How do I go about doing that? Do you know? Oh, there's a lot of stuff. Waldo Matthias mean anything to you? Where do you find all your antiques? Okay.
Mr. Knott did me a favor, and in return he
Since
asked
we're
me to
talking
pick up
about
a
Red.
cassette player from you.
Oh, yeah. I got it right here. Thought maybe the old coot had forgotten he left it here.
Great. Can I
What
have
else
it?
can I do you for?
I need to get the water from Sally's well tested. How would I go about doing that? Do you know?
Just get a water testing kit from the ranger station and follow the directions.
Where's
Well,
the
okay.
ranger station?
Just up lake from Sally's on the east side.
Why would there be a problem with water?
Why would there be a problem with the water?
'Cause it's well water. And seeing as Malone dug that well 80 years ago, what gets pumped out of it could be pretty funky.
Well, okay then.
These so-called ghost dogs left very real paw prints. I saw some near the cemetery that's by the Malone house. Have you ever been there?
Can't say as I have. Poking around cemeteries ain't exactly a hobby with me.
Are you sure?
Does the name Waldo Matthias mean anything to you?
Can't say as it does.
Where do you find your
Where do you
antiques?
find your...
Bless you. It's all the dust. Sometimes I think it grows on this stuff.
Honestly, if the dust is growing on these antiques, you're doing something wrong, right? You should be trying to sell them. Sorry. Some of these old bottles are beautiful. Where did you get them? Or you seem to be selling everything. Where'd you
Some
get the
of
bottles?
those old bottles are beautiful. Where'd you get them?
Found 'em. See, back in the days of Prohibition, that old Malone place used to be Party Central.
Really?
Only way to get to and from back then was by boat. And when
Nice.
those boats dumped, on account of bad weather or bad driving or the feds suddenly showing up, well, everything from diamond necklaces to full bottles of illegal booze sank to the bottom of the lake.
So it's finders keepers, huh?
So, it's finders keepers, huh?
That's right. See, recovering objects from the lake bed is illegal. According to Squeaky Wheel Acres, dragging the lake for artifacts was upsetting its delicate eco-balance.
Probably.
So thanks mostly to his constant squawking, the state banned it.
Are you saying you acquired this stuff illegally?
Are you saying you acquired this stuff illegally?
Why, of course not. It all washed up on shore.
Really? It all washed up on shore. From the bottom of a lake. Yeah, sounds legit.
Sounds like you aren't real fond of Ranger Acres.
Jeff Akers could take all his precious rules and regulations and take a flying leap. Now, I got nothing against getting more customers in here, mind you. But I kind of like Moon Lake the way it is. Small, quiet, out of the way. But Jeff Akers, why, there's nothing he'd like better than to see all the lake and all the property around it turned into one big, noisy, jam-packed state park.
Why would he want that?
Why would he want that?
He's the type of guy who likes to boss people around, makes them feel important. So if the park got way bigger and was crawling with tourists, why, instead of giving out maybe one ticket for littering every 2 days, he'd be giving out 12 tickets every 2 hours. He'd be in heaven. Well, hey, I'm sure you got better things to do than getting your ear chewed off by yours truly.
I need to buy something.
You want it, I got it. As long as you pay cash, that is.
Okay, so, like, here's the thing, though, right? Is, like, if the Malone house is as old as they say it is, and if it was owned by Mickey Malone, then if Acres just wanted a bigger park, that would be where to start, right? You either purchase or you make some kind of a deal with the owner of Malone House that people can at least walk by and see it. Or even like if you're not saying, oh, you walk by, even if like you don't let people on the property, right? You you advertise that you have the house of Mickey Malone here at the park. And that, yes, it is private property, but like you set up a viewing area off private property or something like that for people to go by and see it. That'll draw the tourists in. I mean, it won't draw them in droves, but it will draw a very specific type of tourist. And bonus points if you can get the park officials to buy the land, or if you can strike a deal with the owner to allow tours through the house. Bonus, right? If you can do that, bonus points, you'll get a whole lot more people. So it's like if he wants us to be a bigger park, he's got everything he needs sitting right there at the crux of that little moon. He's got everything he needs. He just has to market it properly, which wouldn't be hard to do. Put it up as a feature on the city website that, hey, Moon Lake State Park is known as the only place that houses Mickey Malone's personal home. And again, if you can, bonus points if you can get the tours running, because if you can get the tours running, then you can post that on more than just the official website. You can go to like, you know, the Mickey Malone Reddit or the Mickey Malone message boards. Back then it was message boards because this is like 2002. Oh, this game is 12 years old, guys. Guys, this game is 12 years old. And I bought this CD when it was new. I'm old. I'm so old. And I'll be real, I wasn't even the demographic that this game was made for. I was in high school. Oh, I'm so old. Anyway.
That's just it. I'm running kind of low on cash. Would it be possible to start a line of credit?
My daddy always said, neither a borrower nor a lender be.
Fair enough.
But I'll tell you what, seeing as how you're a friend of Sally's, and seeing as how I got some things around here that could use doing, I guess we could work something out. What is it you need?
Do you sell sandpaper?
Do you sell sandpaper by any chance?
I do, but Mr. Birdbrain was in last week and cleaned me out. Said he was tired of that observation platform of his giving him splinters in his hinter regions.
Well, okay then.
Think I could get some from him?
He's your only hope, but you better ask him for it quick. That deck of his is pretty big, and those squares I sold him are pretty small.
Ah.
Guess I'll see you later.
Well,
I guess you will.
I mean, sandpaper lasts for a pretty long while. Live bait! 5 for $4. Ew. Oh, it's just worms, Nance. Get over it. Ew, it's so gross. Ugh. It's just a couple worms. M. Benson's Aviation. Millie gets you there. Buy a piece of the past. 80 years ago, Moon Lake was crawling with gangsters, flappers, and jazz musicians from the big city. They traveled to and from parties by boat and were so rich that if they accidentally dropped something in the lake, they wouldn't even bother going after it. Each item you see here was fished out of Moon Lake and most likely belonged to some wealthy big shot. By legal means, by the way. Don't go home without at least buying one genuine artifact from the Roaring '20s. Oh, it's so old now. Okay. So, like, she's saying all these plates, all these bottles are all vintage? I mean, nice. I suppose. Let's go over to the state park, shall we? Moon Lake State Park. What do we got?
Hello. Can
Hi.
I help you?
Hi, I'm Nancy Drew. I'm visiting Sally McDonald. Are you the park ranger?
Hi, my name's Nancy
Obviously,
Drew.
but
I'm visiting Sally McDonald. Are you the park ranger?
Park Ranger Jeff Akers, at your service.
Oh.
Let's see. Sally McDonald is the woman who bought the old Malone place.
yes. That's right, only she's going back to Philadelphia because of the dogs. That's her.
That's her. Unfortunately, she seems to have developed a problem of the canine kind.
Don't tell me she believes all that ghost dog stuff.
Does that mean you don't, or so you know the legend?
Does that mean you don't?
There's always a logical explanation for everything. Whatever's out there, I'm sure they're no more and no less than exactly what they look and sound like. Dogs. Living, breathing, very noisy dogs.
Interesting. So he's the first person we've met that doesn't put any stock into this being ghost dogs. Right? So far, everyone we've met has been like, oh, it's definitely ghost dogs. Definitely. Absolutely. They're ghost dogs. But it's like, he's the first person who's like, yeah, they ain't ghost dogs. They're just dogs. I don't know. What would make a dog's eyes glow yellow, or why would they attack
Why do you
Sally's
think dogs
house?
would attack Sally's house?
Dogs can be trained to do almost anything.
This is true. Any idea what would make them glow yellow?
Any idea what would make a dog's eyes glow yellow?
Something in their diet, maybe? Some oddball vitamin or protein.
As a park ranger, don't you want to know for sure what's behind these dog attacks?
Do you always ask this many questions?
Yep.
As a matter of fact, I
Yep.
do.
I'm a very busy man, Miss Drew, but I am here to serve the public.
So Sally's
Do
well.
you have something I could use to test the well water at Sally's?
Sure do. Simple to use, too. Just pump some water into this vial, return the sample to me, I'll send it off, and in a day or two you'll find out whether or not your water's fit to drink.
Fun.
Does everyone out here have a well?
Everyone who doesn't want to die of thirst does. Hooking up to a municipal water supply is out of the question. Too expensive.
Well, okay then. So, what do you know about the cemetery, and not look
What
around?
do you
I
know
don't-
about the cemetery
He
behind the
doesn't care if I
Malone
look
house?
around.
People are buried there. Beyond that, what's to know?
Is Malone buried there, or the dog's buried there?
Is Malone buried there?
That's the rumor.
The inscription on one of the tombstones says Waldo Matthias. Does that ring a bell?
The inscription on one of the tombstones reads Waldo Matthias. Does that name ring any bells?
Not in my steeple.
This place isn't exactly your ordinary ranger station, is it?
It's also the Moon Lake Post Office, and it's the unofficial Moon Lake Museum of Factual and Natural History.
Nice!
I've lived here all my life, so I can't help but feel obligated to protect not only the area's flora and fauna, but also its past.
Which was apparently rather colorful. So you know all about Mickey Malone.
So you know all about Mickey Malone?
As a member of the law enforcement community, I prefer to dwell on the positive aspects of history instead of on the activities of a bunch of glorified thugs.
So you probably like the old place torn down. Or wouldn't you like to... I don't want to go with, you'd probably like to scare Sally off her property. But let's go with, you'd probably like the old place torn down, huh?
So you'd probably like to see the old Malone place torn down and forgotten.
Not necessarily.
Yeah!
It's hard to ignore its potential as a tourist attraction.
See, he's not dumb.
And if that's what it takes to draw more people to Moon Lake, I'm a reasonable man.
Okay, so he's not dumb. He's already figured that out. Or it's like it actually is a really good tourist attraction. He's not wrong. It is. For people who are very interested in the history of the place, it's a real nice draw. Think of anyone who might want to scare Sally off her property.
As an officer of the law, can you think of anyone who might want to scare Sally off her property?
The woman who owns the shop across the lake? Emily Griffin? I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure she's been dragging the lake in front of Malone's house for artifacts, which is illegal. It would be a lot easier for her to do her dirty work if nobody was living there.
Okay, so he thinks, even though Emily says she's not dragging the lake, of course not, I would never do anything illegal. He thinks she is. Which, to be fair, considering that she did mention that anything from full bottles of prohibition illegal liquor to diamond rings or diamond jewelry would drop to the bottom of the lake, that's real tempting. I mean, this was in 2000 and... This was done in 2002. Oh my gosh, this thing is 24 years old now? Ooh, I was wrong. It's 24, not 14. Oh, I'm even older. Okay, but like, even back in the 2000s when this game was made, vintage jewelry and vintage alcohol, as long as it's still sealed, from the 1920s, would fetch a very nice price. And not just for the jewels, because it's vintage as well. That would fetch a very nice price. And that would be very hard to say goodbye to if suddenly she was told you can't dredge anymore. Would you mind mailing this letter for me?
Would you mind mailing this letter for me?
Not at all.
Would it be okay if I looked around?
Please do. And if you have any questions, any more questions, just ask.
I always do. Thanks
Thanks for all your help.
Always a pleasure. Oh, and one last thing. The deer mouse population has boomed this year, so please take precautions if you're cleaning out any area where they may have nested. They can carry some nasty diseases.
Thanks for the tip, Ranger Acres.
I see a dog bone, a water bowl, and a bed. Do you have a puppy? I love you if you have a puppy. Puppies are great. How old is the strap? Do you know that the growth rings on a tree indicate its age and the environmental conditions in which it grew? This cross-section is a reproduction of a pine tree that was 62 years old when cut down. Please note the large size of this display does not reflect the actual width of the 62-year-old pine. In 1934, a pine seedling. In 1939, a broad, evenly spaced ring indicates healthy growth. In 1954, although the tree is growing, 1944, a growth disparity occurs right here. And in 1954, although the tree is growing straight again, narrow rings indicate the competition for sunlight and nutrients from other trees. In 1957, rapid growth begins again, probably due to removal of neighboring trees. A burn scar in 1960 from a fire that quickly scorched the forest. In 1972, a prolonged drought in the area caused narrow ring growth. And in 1987, these narrow rings are the result of the sawfly insect infestation. The sawfly larvae consume conifer buds and needles. What else we got? Moon Lake State Park. What's in a name? Moon Lake is an apt moniker for this crescent-shaped freshwater lake, one of Pennsylvania's best-kept secrets. The lake is home to various species of fish, including trout, carp, and freshwater bass. Fishing is permitted with a fishing license. Do not fish without one. There will be consequences. Welcome to Moon Lake State Park. Drop our visitor center and say hi to our park ranger. The center provides all your needed information for fun and an enjoyable time at Moon Lake. We got the East Beach here for fishing. The West Beach over here for fishing, yeah. Critters. White-tailed deer, chipmunks, cottontail rabbits, otters, and skunks are some of the more common animals in Moon Lake State Park. Please note, all wildlife can be dangerous. Never approach, harass, feed, or feed any animals, even small ones. Thank you. Birds. Common shorebirds include the blue heron, the mallard. East Beach provides ample opportunities for bird watchers. The south area is closed to visitors. This portion of the park is closed to visitors as several rare birds, such as the yellow-bellied flycatcher, are known to breed in this area of the lake. So don't go trompsing over there, okay? We're good? We good. All right. Fishing regulations. To fish at Moon Lake, a person must be at least 16 years old. He or she must obtain a current license from a license-issuing agent, like your friendly neighborhood park ranger behind you. Sign it in ink and display it on an outer garment. Also, a person should carry positive proof of identification while fishing and be prepared to furnish when asked. It is against the law to use more than 2 rods or lines when fishing, and no more than 3 hooks may be affixed to any line. A hook with 2 or 3 points is considered 1 hook. Using nets or snagging hooks to catch fish is strictly prohibited. Also, the disposing of trash in the water or the adjacent land is illegal. All right? Don't want to see any of that. All persons on board any type of boat or kayak must wear a Coast Guard approved personal flotation device at all times and do show courtesy to other anglers and exercise safety at all times as well. Boating regulations. Now, since we mentioned boats up there, the use of motors in excess of 18 horsepower is prohibited. All persons on board any type of boat or kayak shall wear a Coast Guard approved personal flotation device at all times. The mooring of boats to any dock, wharf, pier, shop, or boat launch in a manner that interferes with public use or creates a hazard to swimmers or other watercraft is prohibited. Sailboats greater than 14 feet in length and multi-hull sailboats are prohibited. Inflatable boats must be greater than 7 feet in length, made of tough reinforced fabric, and have at least 2 separate buoyancy chambers exclusive of any inflatable floor or bottom. All boats must display a state park launch permit, which can be obtained from your local park ranger once your boat passes his or her inspection. Thank you very much. Hiking. Always carry the 10 essentials. See the park ranger for a detailed list. Carry a map of the area and know how to use it. Dress in appropriate clothing. Although hiking by yourself is enjoyable, hiking with 2 is always safer and more fun, if I do say so myself. Children should not hike without proper adult supervision. Do not let them. Keep pets leashed at all times and clean up after your pet. This means you, Roger. Stay in the designated trails. Shortcuts cause damage. Stay in the designated trail. Shortcuts cause damage to the precious park resources. For night hiking, use a flashlight to illuminate the trail and to watch for snakes, scorpions, anything like that, particularly around tall grassy areas such as bushy undergrowth. Poison ivy and ticks are common in the park, so check yourself and your pet thoroughly for ticks after hiking. Oh, and be a friend to the park and help us keep the park clean, would ya? Thank you. Appreciate ya. Chipmunk, gray squirrel, eastern tiger, swallowtail, trout, white-tailed deer, skunk, dame's racket, otter, the great blue heron, buttercups, and a red-tailed hawk. This is a very nice fireplace. Does this place double as a ski lodge or something? Got some very nice pictures. Moon Lake, Pennsylvania Logging Company. School teachers and students from 1905. Pennsylvania Logging Company again. Albert Ludwigist, founder of the Moon Lake, Pennsylvania Logging Company. Town of Liberty near Moon Lake. Park Raiden, Francis Bacon Gritz, and his wife Zelda Strawberry. Okay. Moon Lake North area development in 1913. Oh, look, the Moon Lake Community Review. Floorville brothers win the fishing contest. Brothers Flavie, Denny, and Ronnie proudly showing their prize-winning catches at this year's Moon Lake State Park Summer Fishing Contest. A Civilization Conservation Corps. In 1932, when the United States was in the throes of the Great Depression, presidential candidate Franklin D. Roosevelt recognized that the country was facing two very serious problems. Its natural resources were rapidly being destroyed by soil erosion and deforestation, and thousands of able-bodied men were unemployed and desperately looking for work. So, when he was elected, Roosevelt immediately compelled Congress to pass the Emergency Conservation Work Act. It called for the establishment of a peacetime army of men who were stationed at various camps throughout the country, would undertake work projects that would save and revitalize the nation's forests while allowing the men to earn much-needed paychecks. By the end of 1935, this army, called the Civilization Conservation Corps, had been successfully mobilized and was hard at work. 500,000 enrollees were stationed at 2,650 camps, which were located in all 48 states, as well as the territories of Hawaii and Alaska. The men undertook projects ranging from building roads and fire towers to stringing telephone lines and planting billions of trees. When the CCC was abolished in 1942, it had left its mark on every state in the nation. The importance of its role in the development of recreational facilities in national, state, county, and metropolitan parks. Throughout the country, I'm reading this wrong. The importance of its role in the development of recreational facilities in national, state, county, and metropolitan parks throughout the country cannot be underestimated. The building in which you are now standing is a testament of the dedication and determination of Roosevelt's Tree Army, This is a train, a CCC train transporting supplies. Health and safety tips. Well water. Oh, we gonna be here a while. Moon Lake is too far from any major city for its residents to tap into public water supply. Therefore, everyone living in this area must rely on private wells for water. For the water they use every day for drinking, cooking, and bathing. Nowadays, wells are located and constructed according to requirements set by the state of Pennsylvania. But a well does not last forever. Sooner or later, wells begin to lose their ability to keep out contaminants. For this reason, a well should be inspected every few years, and its water should be tested at least once a year. Water can be contaminated by chemicals such as pesticides and fertilizers, by naturally occurring elements such as arsenic and lead, and by waterborne microbes, which can cause such diseases as dysentery, hepatitis, Garretitis, see the factoid on Garretitis under the health and safety tips, and cryptoids. And cryptocyptroids. Well water that is contaminated may look and smell fine, which is why tasting it is imperative to ensure safety. On the other hand, well water that smells and tastes like rotten eggs may be perfectly safe. This unpleasant odor may come from the underground rock surrounding the source of the well water, but more likely it's caused by bacteria, which, though harmless, live in rapidly multiplying colonies in the well and emit hydrogen sulfide gas as part of their life cycle. Disinfecting the well with carefully calculated amounts of chlorine can reduce or eliminate foul odors by destroying the bacteria which create them. The Grimley County Extension Service has more information on shock chlorination. If your well is more than 20 years old, has not been used or tested for more than a year, or there is a sudden change in the quality of your water, immediately stop drinking the water and disconnect your plumbing system from the well. Then get a water testing kit from the friendly, ever helpful park ranger behind you. Take a sample from the well, see the factoid on priming the pump if your pump doesn't work, and send it to the address included in the kit. When working with water systems or large or small, I can read. Always remember, turning a valve to the right will shut off the flow of water, while turning a valve to the left will allow the water to flow. In other words, righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. Priming a pump. Shallow well pumps, which can lift water out of maximum of 25 feet at sea level, operate on the same principle as a drinking straw. The action of the pump sucks air out of the intake, or drop pipe, that extends down into the well water, and when a partial vacuum is created, air pressure does the rest, pushing water up the intake pipe and out the spout of the pipe. When a pump seems to stop working, that is, when it fails to suck any water up and out the spout, no matter how much the handle is pumped, it probably needs to be primed. To prime the pump, simply pour potable or drinkable water onto the top of it and pump the handle until the water flows from the spout. It's a good idea to fill a container with water right away and keep it nearby so you'll have water the next time the pump needs priming. A pump needs to be primed because built into the pump is a cylinder through which runs a plunger. One end of the plunger is attached to the pump handle. The other end is attached to the valve, which opens when the pump handle is raised and closed. When the handle is pushed down, the sides of the valve, its leathers, must be wet in order to operate in order to create enough of a seal with the edge of the cylinder to pull the air out of the intake pipe and allow the air pressure to force water up the pipe into the cylinder and out of the spout. The longer the pump goes without being used, the drier these leathers will become. Of course, in time the valve or cup leathers will eventually wear out and have to be replaced. Well water should be tested at least once a year to make sure no chemicals or disease-causing microbes have contaminated the water. See wells and well water. I'm not getting drowsy. I don't know what you're talking about. Alright. I'm not going to read everything on here. I would love to, but I'm not. We don't need all of it. We'll come back to it if I need it. I do not have it in me right now.
I probably shouldn't mess around with this without Ranger Acres' permission.
I should not, but it's awesome. That's a puzzle and a half right there that used to make everybody cringe.
You're back.
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Oh, the Roman numeral puzzles used to get everybody. So the deer mouse carries hantavirus. Lyme disease is carried by ticks. And forest fire prevention. Poison ivy. So yeah, I feel like this was back when they decided they wanted to be more educational. Or at least they were trying to be more educational at this point. Let's go to Sally's place. We've got work to do, because they shoved like a lot of educational materials into this one. Like a lot. And most of it is stuff that you're not going to really use. Where's the well? There it is. I'm still carrying the bucket. Okay. Let's prime the pump. And get some water. There we go. We've got water.
I don't need water right now.
I mean, I did, but thanks, Nan. I just wanted to see if I could go closer up onto it. I don't remember this game like 1010%. Okay. There we go. We have our water sample. We also have a rattling door.
Here, birdie, birdie, birdie.
Oh, right. I'm supposed to be looking for birds. Right. We need to load this up with his bird calls.
American goldfinch. Northern cardinal.
At least now I know that.
Red-tailed hawk. Western tanager.
All right, then. Let's go hunting for birds.
No birds here.
Nope. Hello. Take a picture. Got it. Alright, we got a picture of a bird. Let's move on. That's our first bird.
Tweet, tweet.
There's a shoe buried in the ground over here. Let's go this way. What do we got? Cardinal. Cardinals are usually pretty...
Darn, it flew away.
Aw! Easy to get, but no. No cardinal for me. Alright. Ooh, blue jay? Blue jay! Can I get you? Nance, just take the picture. She lines it up for like ever. Alright. Tanager. I think I already got the tanager. Nope, I did not.
I must have scared it.
Nope. Scared the tanager. Alright, well, that's fine. Robin. These are fairly common. I don't know why he wants a robin, a blue jay, and a cardinal. Those are fairly common birds. Like, I get the tanager, the hawk, all that, but like, why a robin, a cardinal, and a blue jay? Goldfinch are also like fairly common, so it's like I don't get you, my dude. Alright, can't get the tanager. I think that's actually probably all the birds I can get for now. Alright. This way? Yeah, I've got the cardinal. No, I didn't get the cardinal, but it won't let me.
Missed it.
Alright, well, that's fine. Can I get out of the woods? What do you think? Can we make it out of the woods? Yes! Ha ha! I have made it out of the woods. Let's go talk to Red Knot. The only time you get to talk to him is at night, so Nancy does a lot of sleeping and waking and sleeping and waking and sleeping and waking. I feel like maybe she probably gets a lot of pondering and reading done.
You find all the birds?
I found some birds, but no matter how quiet I am, I've been scaring other birds away before I can take their picture. What am I doing wrong?
You're wearing those clothes. That's what you're doing wrong.
Excuse
You
you?
need to blend in, like me. Go back over to M's tacky tourist trap and get yourself some camouflage gear. Only sensible thing that money grubber carries.
Well, alright. I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but Emily said I need some... but I need some sandpaper. Emily said you might have some.
I'm sorry to keep bugging you, but I need some sandpaper. Emily said you might have some?
Here, take it and scram. I was just about to call in a meadowlark. That was always Ruth's favorite.
Was Ruth your wife?
Good heavens, no. My wife had no patience for birding. Ruth was my dog. Border collie. She'd hear a meadowlark, and by golly, her ears would perk, and she'd cock her head, and she'd just come as close to smiling as ever a dog could.
Do a lot of people around here own dogs?
Do many people around here own dogs?
Not really. Most people don't bother. The place is surrounded by park land, and Ranger Acres just loves enforcing the leash laws. it is again. Take your sandpaper and go sand something, okay?
I plan to, actually. Thank you. All right, here we go.
It's stuck.
I know. So now here's the thing. If we put him... Got it! Hello? Here's an old picture. That doesn't look suspicious. Squeaky squeaky. Copper's nobody. Shark die. Black Tuesday. 14th Street Hotel fire. Uncle Clayton died. MM pinched.
It could be mice making that sound.
It could be. So MM has got to be Mickey Malone, right? What is
William
this?
Akers? I wonder if he's related to Jeff Akers.
Mr. Malone has never spent a night in jail, and he never will, said William Akers. And you know why? Yeah, let's try. He's just an ordinary Joe trying to run an ordinary business. He said this with such conviction that for a moment this reporter honestly thought Jake Akers was talking about somebody other than Mickey Malone, the notorious gangster. But I was standing on the porch of Malone's getaway home at Moon Lake, having bushwhacked through thick brush from the east side of the lake to avoid detection and probable eviction by his bodyguards. And I was talking to the man who, according to the police, is the only person Malone trusts. I ought to know. I see him every day, Akers went on. He doesn't deserve all the grief you newspaper hacks give him. He is a rich man because his laundromats are fine establishments, and people like to wash their clothes there. All this talk about him being a bootlegger is just plain hogwash. When I asked if I could talk to Malone, Akers said Malone was out walking. Like I said, he's an ordinary guy who likes to do ordinary things. When I asked if I could wait for him, he said, "What for? Anything you want to know about Mickey Malone, I can tell you. I've worked for him for 15 years. When I said all I wanted was the truth, he said, then you're in luck, because that's what I just told you. And now I suggest you leave. Mickey's a swell guy, but he's got these 4 big dogs, see? And sometimes they don't mind so good." I took the hint and left, but as I struggled through the brush to get back to my car, I realized something. Akers hadn't told me the truth about what Mickey Malone did. I knew that. But he had told me an important truth when it came to what Mickey Malone was. Mickey Malone was someone who had at least one extremely loyal employee. I ask you, good citizens of Philadelphia, how many so-called legitimate businessmen can say the same thing? I assume not many. Alright, well there we go. We unlocked that. Give me 1 second here. I need to fix something over here. Clear that. Put this up. Okay. Hopefully that fixes a thing, and if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Alright. So we now can get into the basement fairly easily, and we know there's a safe down there. Interesting. Alright, so we're supposed to go get camos so that we can finish the thing for red. Which means gotta go to M's, right? Gotta get to M's. Let's go. Oh, Emily. Emily, my dear.
Howdy, Nancy.
Any word from Tucker? What's his name?
Any word from Tucker, what's his name? He hasn't been by to move that tree yet.
I'll give him another call. But like I said, the man marches to the beat of another drummer. A very slow drummer.
Well, all right then. So...
I found an old newspaper in Sally's house that contained an article on Mickey Malone. It really got my curiosity going. What else can you tell me about him?
Person you should talk to is Jeff Akers. He's got this historical museum thing going out at that ranger station of his.
Really?
I found this picture in Sally's house. Do you recognize anybody?
I'm guessing the guy's Mickey Malone, but I don't know who's that lady. Sounds like a case for our resident know-it-all Ranger Akers.
All right.
To make a long story short, I need some camouflage gear.
Got some right over here. One size fits all.
Ugh.
But I'm running kind of low on bait. So if you go out and get me, say a dozen little critters, I'll give you the camos.
All right.
You got a deal. So, what kind of bait do you need?
Worms, spiders, beetles, grubs. Anything that wriggles on its belly'll do. Just
You
look
got
under
it.
stuff. Rocks, logs, dead leaves. Should be able to find 12 in no time.
I will not be getting spiders.
Hunting for critters isn't illegal, is it?
Things ain't quite that bad around here. Least not yet. Now, if Jeff Akers' daddy was still around, you might get arrested for cruelty to animals or some such nonsense. Joe Akers used to be the deputy sheriff. Real critter lover, that one was.
Joe Akers is Jeff's father?
That's right.
Okay.
Guess I'll see you later.
You betcha.
So we have a William Akers, a Joe Akers, and a Jeff Akers. Interesting. Are they all related? I guess there's only one. Hi! Oh, you good puppy. Your puppy. I found your
back.
puppy. You have a
I
dog.
noticed you have a dog.
That's Yogi, who never goes out unless he's on a leash. Park rules.
Yogi!
Do you have any other dogs?
I hope you're not suggesting I trained Yogi to run around in the middle of the night barking and attacking houses.
No! The dogs that attacked the house were Roddies anyway. Yogi's not a Roddie. Also, no! I just like doggies. Just a big fan of puppies. Dog.
I found a newspaper
Oh,
dating
good.
back
I
to
got so scared for a second.
1927 in Sally's house. Since you're kind of an expert on the history of Moon Lake, do you mind if I ask you some questions about Mickey Malone?
Not at all.
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Mickey Malone. Relative?
The article mentioned that a man named William Akers used to work for Malone. Is he a relative of yours?
No. Quite a coincidence, I'll admit, but no. I am in no way related to the head flunky of some two-bit gangster and his gang of thugs.
I never said he was the head flunky. I never said that. I just said that a man named William Akers used to work for Mickey Malone. Interesting. I mean, it's possible that he knows it because he knows the history. But still.
I found this old picture in Sally's house. Do you know who these people are?
The man is Mickey Malone, I know that. I'm guessing
do?
that this is his girlfriend.
Again, could be a
Vivian
historian
Burnett,
thing.
I think her name was.
Really?
And judging by the year of that brand new Ford in the background, I'd say the picture was taken in 1928.
Interesting. Well, I mean, again, it could all be historian. I wonder if she's still alive.
What would be the best way for me to find out who was living in Moon Lake in 1928 and where they ended up?
Tell you what, Miss Drew. Why don't I go through my files and see what I can dig up on this mystery woman?
Yeah.
I'm a busy man, but like I always say, I'm here to serve.
Well, okay. Why and when was Malone arrested?
When and why was Malone arrested?
I'm sorry, Miss Drew. As usual, I'm a little pressed for time. If you have more questions, why don't you sit down at the computer and peruse the Moon Lake database of fascinating factoids that I've put together?
Well, all right then.
What happened to Akers and the rest of Malone's gang after he went to prison?
Fortunately for Moon Lake, they all left and went their separate ways.
Really?
I have that water sample. What do I do with it?
Just give it to me, and I'll take care of it.
I've been trying to take pictures of birds for this guy named Red Knot. Ever met him?
Oh, yes. The Birdman.
Birdman!
I'd stay away from him if I were you.
Why?
Why? Is something wrong with him?
He's a fanatic.
Oh.
He's got it in his head that Moon Lake would be the best bird-watching venue in the world except for one thing. Too many people. Believe me, if there was a way to get this park shut down and all the homes on the lake torn down, he'd do it in an instant.
Interesting.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
All right, so both Emily and Red agree that Akers here is a pain in the butt and wants nothing more than to expand the park. And both Emily and Red are against park expansion. On the flip side of this, right? Even though both Emily and Red are against park expansion, Akers has pointed out that Emily and Red are also both doing something naughty. He thinks Emily is still dragging the lake bed even though it's illegal. And, well, Red, he doesn't say is doing anything naughty, but he thinks that Red would want to chase everybody off the park. Or off the land. So far, we have a couple of different motives. So far, we have Jeff Akers, who might want Sally off the property because he might want the property to turn it into a tourist attraction to make the place bigger. Red Knot might want Sally off the property because he just doesn't want anybody living there at all. So he might be trying to get rid of anybody who lives on there. Emily might want people out of that house because it's where she drags the lake for artifacts, and it would be easier to do that without people looking out and possibly catching her outside their windows in the morning. All are very good motives. let's take a look at famous residents. Famous residents. In the early 20th century, many celebrities from the East Coast spent time here, including Flornez Ziegfeld, famous producer of Broadway musicals and reviews. In fact, in 1926, his boat, the Folly King, ran into the rocks at the north end of the lake and capsized. Nobody was hurt, but rather than going to the bother of repairing the boat, Ziegfeld simply left it there. Legend has it that for years a local dog would swim out to the wreck every day and lie on it, barking at everyone who came near. The boat gradually disintegrated until now no trace of it remains. Local legend has it that Ben Franklin spent the summer of 1744 on Moon Lake's South Shore. That summer was a particularly stormy one, which has led to the speculation that his interest in lightning and electricity were sparked by his experiences here. Moon Lake has had some infamous residents as well. In 1925, at the height of Prohibition, Mickey Malone, a gangster from Philadelphia who got rich smuggling and distributing illegal liquor, built a house on the North Shore at the site of the old Redsick farm. See, the early settlers, people came from up and down the East Coast to attend the parties he threw at Moon Lake. He was convicted of tax evasion in 1933 and sent to prison. So we know the year he was arrested. Pinched in something 33, where he eventually died. Alright, so that's not really anything.
I probably shouldn't mess around with this without Ranger Acres' permission.
Okay. So, can I go talk to you again,
You're back.
or do I have to unlock something
Thanks for all
else?
your help.
That's why I'm here.
No, okay.
Yeah, puppy. You cute puppy. You cute puppy. Yes, you are. You cute puppy.
Alright, do I have the camos from M? No, we have to go get the bugs first. Gotta go get the bugs first, and then we can get the camos. So let's start talking about bugs. And then we can talk about camos. Get bugs. There we go. Let's go into the woods. Into the woods and down the path is straight, I know it will. Don't mind me. Can we go further into the woods, please? Thank you. That is a big bug. Big bug. Ah, caught you. Alright. No more worms. Yes, I'm a bit of a Broadway nut. Okay. Nothing here. What about you? Got another one. Okay. Yeah, I know. There's bugs everywhere. Got more bugs. Nothing under that rock. Okay, cool. Nothing that way. Nothing that way. Okay. Try going straight this way. That is just the shoe. That is just a dead end. Cool. Well, back to you two. Let's go to this side then. We've already looked under this log, I think. What about going this way? Anything? I know, Cardinal's there, but I can't get a picture. That was the wrong thing. I can't get a picture of the Cardinal until I get the camos. How many do we have? She wanted a dozen, right? We have 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I'm missing 5. Where's my map? Here we go. Alright, so we've seen the shoe, we've seen the log. The only thing I haven't seen is the yellow ribbon, I don't think. We've gotten to the fallen tree. I don't think I've seen the yellow ribbon or the tree stump yet. No? Why are they important? Mostly because if I can see them, then we can check around them for rocks. Okay, let's try this way. Here we go, ribbon. Nothing there. There's a rock. Already been under it. Okay, cool. Alright. Tanager song. We're going at least something that resembles a correct path. This should lead me to the cemetery. It does. There's a rock right here. I can check it. There's nothing there. Okay. Alright, and that's just a... Thank you. Let's go back home. We'll go out at night. And we'll get the rest of them at night. Yes? There we go. Found my way home. At least I think we can get the rest of them at night. I think. Okay. Let's go out here. Let's start looking under here. Nothing. Cool. Good to know. Alright, let's go up here. I don't think there's anything under these because we found the other bugs under here. Glowworm! Got one. Okay. So... Nope, nothing there. I tried. Okay. Let's try then. Glowworms. Okay. Anything else? No? Pretty sure I checked under that rock before. Okay. So then let's try going to the cemetery, I think. And then we should find Right here. 2 crickets. So that's what? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There we go! That should do it. She wanted 12 bugs. We got 12 bugs. I know. It's late. It's night. We should head home so we can go turn in her 12 bugs. Right, she did say she only wanted 12, right? I'm like 90% positive that is what she said. This way, at the fallen log. Alright, she wanted a dozen little critters, she said. We have 12, unless my count is wrong. I don't think it is. That box looks pretty full. Alright, that's not what I wanted. I wanted that one. Sally, M's place. Let's go. What you got for me, M?
Hey, Nancy, how's the bait finding coming along?
Got him
Got
right
him
here.
right here.
Well, now, you done all right for a city gal.
Thank
Here
you.
you go. Hope whatever you're hiding from won't catch you. How you holding up?
Guess I'll see you later.
Alright,
Yodelay-hee-hoo.
perfect. Now we can go get those birds for Red. And then all debts are finally paid. Let's go find the birds for Red. Alright. Off to get birds. Birdie. Here we go. Thank you. 1. All right. Well, there we go. Anybody else see a bird around here? Let's try going this way. Here, birdie, 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 birdie. Oh, bird. Where'd you go? It is so quiet here. That's the wrong bird. Appreciate the hustle, though. All right. Come on. Where'd you go? Let's go this way then. Ah, here we go. Nope. Close. Go around the corner. Ah, there he is. Bird! Bird! Alright. Nancy is almost paid up on all her debts. Okay. There we go. We are out of the woods. Okay, let's go see if we can talk to Akers. See if he's found anything out about the lady that we found. There we go.
Good news.
Hi.
I have information on your mystery woman.
Nice!
Thank you so much. Is she still alive?
Her name these days is Vivian Whitmore.
Ah!
She lives in Las Vegas, and her number is 702-555-9137.
37. Just gonna write that down. Where's Yogi?
Where's Yogi?
In the run out back.
Aw.
Even out of sight, he's under my full control, as park rules require.
Oh, okay.
Have you gotten the results back from that water sample I left with you?
I meant to call the Department of Health today for a status report, but frankly, I've been way too busy.
Doing what exactly?
How long have you been the Lone Ranger here, as it were?
6 long, very frustrating years. If I were in charge of just 10 more acres of parkland, they'd give me an assistant, and I could devote more time to the acquisition of more land and eventually put Moon Lake on the map as one of the biggest, most popular parks in the state.
So, here's the thing, is we have been hearing that he is very driven to make this a big state park. And unfortunately, that seems to be correct. He is very much extremely driven to make this a big state park.
Why didn't the Parks Department buy the Malone property instead of Sally?
She outbid them, the cheapskates.
Well, if those dogs scare Sally away for good, other people are bound to think twice about buying the place. The bank will lower its price, and you'll have your land.
You're insinuating things again, Miss Drew.
Was I? I was just stating facts.
I didn't mean to insult you. In fact, is there anything I can do to help you out?
Tell you what, if you're serious about making amends, there's some boxes by the computer labeled with dates.
Oh boy.
They're from the estate of a local history buff. She kept everything from newspaper clippings to old photos to recipes for apple crisp.
Ooh,
she put
that sounds
everything in
delicious.
envelopes, then numbered them by year using Roman numerals. Just put the envelopes in order by year with the earliest date in front. Oh, and if you're rusty on Roman numerals, there's an entry on them in the computer.
Thank you.
I hope I don't get distracted. Apple crisp sounds good right now.
Oh, it
Don't
does.
go reading anything until you're through, or take my word for it, you'll never get finished.
Oh, it
Thanks
really
for all
does,
your
though.
help.
Always a pleasure.
Lunch is like 2 hours away, and I'm starving. I'm not kidding about that. All right, I do need a quick brush up. It's not under early settlers. Famous residents, the Lenape tribe. That's a lovely sideshow. He said there's a thing on Roman numerals in here, but I don't see anything. I know it's here, I just don't remember where. Blah, 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 blah. That's not helpful. That's also not helpful. I've already read all of Famous Residents. Oh, Roman numerals. You probably noticed the letters etched into the right-hand cornerstone on the front of this building. MCMXXXIX. This is not the name of the building. Rather, it's the date of its construction. This was completed in 1939. The letters are Roman numerals, a numbering system invented by the Romans some 3,000 years ago. The system is a simple one. Alright. So, that's 1. This is 5. X is 10. It's the, like 1, 5, and 10 are the easy ones. It's when you get to L and beyond that gets a little bit tricky. And M is 1,000. Okay. Oh, I wasn't quite done. It's like, if I remember correctly, hi. So yeah, if a smaller number is behind a bigger number, it's subtract. I'm sorry, in front of. And if it's, so like if the smaller number comes first and then the bigger number, it's subtract. If the bigger number comes first and then the smaller number, it's add. It's pretty easy.
Let's see. Jeff said the envelope with the earliest date goes down in the front of each box.
Okay. So M is 1,000, C is 100. So MCM is 1,900, right? We know that. Sorry, so these are all from the 1900s. So this would be 1904. Yeah, because I comes before V, so that would be 1904. This would be 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be 1908. This is correct at the moment. This would be 1950, right? Yeah, because L is 50. So this would be 1950, 1960. So that would go over here. This would be in the 20s. All right. So this is 10 nines. This would be 1919. This would be down here. This would be 5, 6, 7, 8. This would be 1918. 1904. This doesn't belong over here. I'm pretty sure this is the 20s. 10, 20, 30. This is the 30s. This is the 30s. This is over here. Okay. This row is currently correct, I think. 1913, 1914, 1915, 1917, 1919. So there we go. All right, so that makes, this is not 1920. This goes over here. Right, because this would be 25 to 45. So then we would have 30s, XCV. So X is 10. So that would be 10. Would be 1910. So, oh, okay. So this is, the X is the smaller number, so it's a minus. So instead of 100, that would be 90. So this would be 19. This would be over here, wouldn't it? So that would be 1995, 6, 7. That would be 1997, if I'm correct. All right, L1 would be 51. Okay. So this would be 1951. 5. This would be down here. 51's got to go further up on this side, right? But then this is all messed up then, right? Okay. So this is 39, this is 32, this is 25. I've got that all correct. This is XL. Okay, now wait a minute. XL. XL is 40. Okay, no, so those are correct. This would be XL is 41. XLV is 45. So this would be 41, 45. Okay. So this would be 51. This would be 60. This would be 69. This would be 5, 6, 7. That would be 70. So that should be correct. What did I do wrong? Nance, what did I do wrong? That should all be correct, yeah? Alright. I am going to give it a minute to consider what may or may not be wrong on that. And I will give you guys the history of the Lenape tribe while I take a quick break. I'm going to be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anyway. Back to struggles. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure we've got this correct, right? 1900, 1904, 5, 6, 7, 8, 1908, 1910. This is 1911. This is 1913, 14, 15, 16, 17, and this is 1919. So those are all correct, I'm sure of it. This is 1925, right? Yeah. 1932, 39. This is XL, so that's, yeah, that's 10 minus 50, which is 40. So that makes this 41 and this 45. So this has got to be right. And then this is 51, 60, 69, 70, and that makes this all correct. It's gotta be correct. Nan, my girl, that's gotta be correct.
Hello there.
Thanks for all your help.
Not a problem.
Oh, this is where I struggle bug hard because I'm gonna be real with you, math has never been my strong suit. And Roman numerals is all math. This has gotta be right. Am I missing an X or something over here? I mean, yeah, there's an X here, but it goes into a C, which is 100 minus 10, which makes it 90. So that makes this 1990. So that's got to be at the bottom. It's got to be. That's 50. That's 50. That's 50. That's 50. That's 45. That's got to be right. Is it something over here that I did wrong? No? This all looks right to me. Two X's and one V, and then everything here is three X's, so that's fine. Oh. I kind of wish I was better with this kind of stuff. That all looks perfectly fine. What am I missing, game? Oh, I'm missing something. What am I missing? This is why back in the day, everybody absolutely hated this puzzle. Everyone hated this puzzle. This one was what they considered the worst in the game. If I'm remembering the message boards from back in the day correctly. Oh, this one is so old. Okay. What am I missing? LXX, that's 5, 6, 7, that's 7. This is 5, 6, 9, that's 69. This is 5, 6, that's 60. And this is 5, 1, that's 51. There's got to be something I'm missing here. I just don't see what it is. missing game? Give me, what am I missing? Nancy. Drew. Oy. Can't spell worth the life of me. Alright, ghost dogs. There it is. I do not need a full walkthrough. Universal Hint Systems. That's UHS-Hints. Let's go with Jeff Akers. What tasks does Jeff want me to do for him? How do I sort the Roman numeral envelopes? There it is. All right. Junior, here it is. Let's see. So, all right. Oh! I got everything right. I got everything right. I'm just going from top to bottom. They want it bottom to top. Did he say from bottom to top?
Now that they're all sorted, I can do some reading.
Oh. Alright. So we know that Mickey was taken in 1933. So 32? Ah, here we go. Gangster nabbed at Moon Lake residence. So it was on. Okay. So here's the thing. Where did I put my pen? I do not know. Ah, found it. Okay. So here's the thing, right? We have Gangster nabbed at Moon Lake. Today's edition is January 29th, 1932. Is what they have. Now, the thing is that newspapers do not run the same day. So it should be 28, but it might not be. So we're going to put it down as 01, 28, 32, or 01, 29, 32. Because the game might have put it as the date the paper was published to make it easy on you, but it would technically be the night before. Maybe even a day or two before, but anyway. Mickey Malone arrested right at his luxurious Moon Lake property. Yeah. Mickey Malone, a Philadelphia businessman, long considered by the police to be a bootlegger and a racketeer, finally felt the sting of the sword of justice when he was arrested this morning at his house on Moon Lake. Careful to keep Malone's attack dogs at bay, agents from the Internal Revenue Service and the Department of Justice raided the lakefront home at dawn, catching Malone and his henchmen completely by surprise. Within seconds, Malone was handcuffed, wearing only an overcoat and his pajamas. He was swept out the door and into a waiting car. He was driven directly to Philadelphia, where he was jailed on charges of tax evasion and conspiracy to violate prohibition laws. Police have been wise to Malone's criminal activities for years, but 3 previous attempts to incarcerate him failed miserably. when Malone's shadowy associates, through bribes and threats, forced prosecution witnesses to recant their stories. This time, federal agents intended to rely on ledgers and tax returns to prove their case. Since 1927, it was determined that even income gained through illegal means is taxable. Authorities have been eager to use this ruling to make thugs like Malone pay for their crimes. Mickey Malone's been making us look like fools for a long time, declared Bureau Investigation Agent Waldo Matthias. Ooh. How is his grave in Malone's graveyard? Interesting. But today, the good guys finally got the last laugh. Malone loudly and repeatedly proclaimed that he'd done nothing wrong as he was led to jail. However, his protestations of innocence ended abruptly when, apparently not wishing to be photographed in his pajamas, Malone took a swing at a press photographer. He was quickly subdued. All right, so we have the day Mickey Malone was taken into custody. That would be the 28th, I think. I think it's the 28th, but the game might decide it's the 29th. We'll see. All right, let's go down to the basement. Thank you. Okay. And over to the safe we have here in the attic. Alright, so it is month, day, year. Okay. So we are saying it is
It's blocked.
oh! I forgot I have to do one thing before we come down here. Before we come down here, we got to do one more thing over at the ranger station. I forgot. Alright, let's go back to the ranger station. I forgot to tell Akers that we did the thing he wanted me to do. I forgot. Thank you.
Hello there.
Hi!
Sorry to bother you again, but did those results from the water test come in yet?
There's something here for you from the State Department of Health.
Thank you. What do we got? Do not drink or use the
Gosh,
water
not
from
only
your
is
well.
the water bad, but it seems like the well may have been contaminated deliberately.
Initial tests found high levels of arsenic in the sample you sent us. While it is not unusual to find trace amounts of arsenic in wells in your area, the amount in your sample far exceeds the standard safety limits. Therefore, the water in your well is unsafe for any purpose. Further tests have been requested. They will take 2 weeks to complete. You'll be informed as to what, if anything, they uncover.
I wouldn't go jumping to conclusions without proof, Ms. Drew. I'm sure there's a far less melodramatic explanation.
I mean, it did say that arsenic was expected in trace amounts, but...
I finished putting all those envelopes in order.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Ms. Drew. And to show my gratitude, I've got something for you.
Chances are it isn't a paycheck.
No, it's an honorary Junior Park Ranger pin. I keep them on hand so I can give them out to children whom I see demonstrating respect for park rules and regulations. A little bit of positive reinforcement. Unfortunately, I don't get to give them out that often.
Oh, gee, thanks, Ranger Akers.
Yeah.
Thanks for all your help.
Always
Appreciate
a pleasure.
you, buddy. Yogi's back. Hi, Yogi. Oh, you're a good dog. Oh, you're a good boy. Oh, you're a good boy. Oh. yes, I have a thing for dogs. I mean, I don't hate cats, but dogs love you back. Alright, let's go back down to the safe. Here, have a Junior Park Ranger pin for doing all that work. Yeah, it should have been a paycheck, I'm just saying. But, you know. Hey. You know what? Fine, I'll put your Junior Park Ranger pin to good use.
It looks like a tiny hole.
Yep. Unblock the hole.
What's the combination?
Combination should be 1, 29, 28, 28, 28. There we go. And 32. There we go. Okay, that's definitely the reset. So let's try 0, 1, 29, 32. Because the game might be telling me... Okay, it's 29.
I bet those were deer mice. I better be careful.
Oh, right. I don't have everything I need for this yet. Hang on! One last thing we need. Alright, fine. I'll get this. She won't move unless there's a light in front of her face. Alright, fine. Fair enough. In the sink. Rubber gloves. Let's go take a look-sees and see what we find. I usually don't go online for sport. Well, I shouldn't say that. I go online for sport. There's a lot. Okay, here we go.
I better be careful.
Right. Sorry. You want this guy. Here we go. Williamakers, 1933 to 1942.
Speakeasy.
Today Malone went to prison, but when they were walking him to the paddy wagon, he told me to take care of his dogs, and when the time came to do their tombstones like he told me, then he whispered to me to look under the Victoria in the speakeasy, in the Victorola in the speakeasy at Moon Lake. He said I'd find a map to the gold he stole 2 years ago. Woo! Stolen gold, eh? Then they shoved him into the wagon, and that was that. Poor Mickey. How's a guy who never spent one night in jail supposed to spend 8 years in prison? He'll never make it. Well, I think he wants me to have the gold because deep down he knows he's never coming home. Anyway, I looked under the Victorola and I found the map. The problem is there's nothing on it except a bunch of lines and the words "the dog will lead the way." There's no X marking the spot or directions and nothing. But I need money bad. My wife and baby haven't had anything decent to eat in months. So I'm going to pack them up and move them to Moon Lake permanently so I can spend all my time looking for the gold. May 4, 1933. Mickey never told me outright that he was the guy who pulled off the hole-in-the-floor gold heist. Isn't that the same name that they gave the gold heist in Message in a Haunted Mansion? Anyway, he always said the less I knew, the healthier I'd stay. But according to the papers, a bunch of gold was stolen off a moving train right under the noses of about a dozen Pinkertons. Mickey must have greased somebody's palm to real good to get him out, to get him to cut a hole in the floor of the boxcar. Yeah, this is the exact same robbery. Use used in the Message in a Haunted Mansion. The gold was gonna be shipped in. After the gold was loaded, one of his boys crawled under the train and pulled himself into the boxcar. Then, when the train was moving, he dropped the gold down the hole onto the track. Mickey's boys picked it up and got away clean. Nobody else ever suspected Mickey was behind it. So, what I'm looking for is 20 gold bars. The paper said they weighed around 600 pounds. The question is, did Mickey hide them in one place or did he spread them around? He must have buried them, but where? I just thought of something. Maybe Mickey trained his dogs to go to the gold if you say the right word. I'm gonna try saying gold to him tomorrow. See what happens. July 14th, 1933. I've tried every word I could think of to all the dogs, but they haven't led me anywhere except around in circles. Spent the last month following them around. First Xander, then Vitus, then Lucy. I don't have to follow Iggy because all he does is sleep on the porch. So it looks like I'm gonna have to start digging. I'll dig under the porch first, seeing as that's where Iggy always is. October 21st, 1933. A month ago I started working as a handyman over in Lewistown to make ends meet. So even though I stop by Mickey's every day to feed the dogs, I can only look for the gold at night. I dug around under the porch, but didn't find nothing. I marked the porch on the map.
Joe Akers? Emily said Jeff Akers' father was named Joe. Maybe Jeff is related to William Akers after all.
I marked the spot on the map with a big I. I for Iggy, because that's where he always leads me to. I was so busy digging last Tuesday night that I almost wasn't there when my son was born. We're calling him Joe. His big sister's real happy. She says baby Joe is just like the dolly she's always wanted, but we could never afford to get her. Truth is, we can't really afford Joe neither. I keep writing to Mickey asking him to please tell me straight out where the gold is, but he never writes back. We'll just have to keep digging. Leavenworth Prison, Leavenworth, 48, Kansas. September 9th, 1935. Now I spend all my free time digging in the woods. I dig around everywhere that could be a landmark. Logs, rocks, trees, stumps, but I never find nothing. Plus, I keep getting lost. The past looks so much alike, especially at night, that I spend lots of my time just trying to figure out where I am. So last Sunday, I memorized the way to the cemetery. It's left, right, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, left, left, right, left, left, right, right, left, right, right, left. Ugh. February 11, 1939. Even though Mickey never allowed the dogs in the speakeasies or the tunnels. I need to do this. Thank you. Even though Mickey never allowed the dogs in the speakeasies or the tunnels, I've been looking for the gold because I looked everywhere else I could think of and got nowhere. Last week I found out that Mickey changed the passcode to the spigots in the speakeasy. This got my hopes up because the way I figured it, why would Mickey change the code without telling me unless he is hiding something? But when I finally figured out what the new code, I didn't find nothing in the tunnel that opened up that wasn't there before. Why Mickey spent all that money on pictures of these dogs of his, I'll never understand. March 2, 1942. I give up. Mickey's dead. So are all his dogs. I'll never find the gold. I got a good job offer in Harrisburg, and I'm gonna take it. Little Joe and Sarah deserve a better life than they've gotten so far. And it's high time Callie got a nice house and a husband who doesn't spend all his time chasing after something he can't find. But I'm leaving this journal here because, who knows? Maybe someday I'll suddenly remember something Mickey said and it'll finally hit me where he hid the gold. Maybe I'll come back here and find it after all. But in the meantime, I got my family. They're what's important. They're treasure enough. Well, at least he figured it out.
The dogs will lead the way. I wonder what that means.
Okay. Well, I mean, it took him a couple of years, but at least he figured it out in the end. Alright, well, since it's still light out, we should go talk to Acres. Because, excuse me, but your father's name is Joe, is it not? And William Acres' son was named Joe, was he not?
Hello there.
What do you know about a man named Joe Acres?
Why do you ask?
I understand he used to be the deputy here.
So?
Alright, so Deputy Joe Acres was your father, and according to a journal I found, William Acres had a son named Joe. Is that another coincidence?
According to Emily Griffin, Deputy Joe Acres was your father. And according to the journal I found, William Acres' son was named Joe. Another coincidence?
All right, all right. William Acres was my grandfather.
Ha! So why didn't you tell me before? And you don't want anyone to know that? Or... Let's talk about, so why didn't you tell me before?
Why didn't you tell me that before?
It's not exactly something I'm proud of. My father spent his whole life trying to make people forget what my grandfather was, and trying to make sure people who didn't know what he was never found out. I've been doing the same thing.
Well... So, what did William Acres do after Malone was arrested? Well, we know what he did, kind of. Did William Acres ever say anything about the cemetery behind the Malone house? We got a lot of stuff to ask him about now that we know.
What did William Acres do after Malone was arrested?
I'm afraid you're going to have to excuse me, Miss Drew. In case you've forgotten, I'm a very busy man.
Ooh! He don't like that.
I apologize for my previous behavior. As a park ranger, I strive to keep my personal feelings in check at all times, and that time I failed. It's my duty as a public servant to try to make it up to you.
Oh?
What would you like to know?
Everything.
Did your grandfather ever find any gold on Malone's property?
If he did, he never spent it. He wasn't poor when he died, but he certainly wasn't rich.
What can you tell me about the gold that Malone supposedly buried on his property?
As far as I know, it doesn't exist. It's just one of those rumors people want to believe, so they do.
Thanks
All
for
right,
all your
then.
help.
Always a pleasure.
Always a pleasure is very loose with him. He doesn't like me right now. Let's talk to M. Now that we know a few more things, let's talk to M, see what she's got. Besides, I might as well talk to her while I'm out and about, shall we say.
Nice junior park ranger pen.
Ugh.
You must really be on Acres' good side.
Not anymore! Oh, not anymore! I have severely pissed him off.
Do you know anything about the gold that Mickey Malone supposedly buried somewhere on his property?
All I got to say about it is, if there really was a bunch of gold buried somewhere and nobody ever found it, it's for darn sure nobody ever will. Not with them dogs up there.
She is really pushing the idea of
Guess
the ghost
I'll see you
dogs.
later.
Keep on trucking.
Right. Like, okay, for real, she could just believe. When I worked call centers, I used to work with a woman who said that her hobby was ghost chasing. She would go to like haunted locations with like ghost chasing gear. She was actually a legitimate, well, I wouldn't say legitimate, but she actually did ghost chase back then. And she honestly believed it. And I was like, Okay, I mean, I'm not gonna rain on your parade, but let's just go with you do you, shall we? See, this is also supposed to help you, I think, with the other puzzle. So you can see, like, trees behind one, birds behind another, swans behind another, and the deer behind another. It's supposed to help you with the puzzle. The puzzle that we already solved. Okay. Oh, right, we have to make a call. I forgot. It's time to call Vivian! Vivian Whitmore! Let's call Vivian Whitmore!
If you're selling something, hang up right now. I got an air horn in my hand that could deafen a dinosaur, and I'm not afraid to use it.
Oh, no, please. I'm not selling anything. Believe me. Is this Vivian Whitmore?
Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. You got exactly 5 seconds to state your business.
My name is Nancy Drew. I'm calling from Moon Lake, Pennsylvania. I just wanted to ask you some questions.
Oh, right. The
Ah.
Moon Lake Park Ranger said you might call. But you have to talk fast. An old friend of mine is flying in today from Florida. And when I say old, I mean old, as in 5 years older than I am. Don't bother trying to do the math, sweet stuff. You'll hurt yourself. So, that ranger fella said you found an old picture of me.
It's of you and Mickey Malone. Do you remember him?
It was of you and Mickey Malone. Do you remember him?
Of course I remember him. I remember everything about that time of my life. It was the roaring 20s, for crying out loud. One of the most exciting decades in American history. Just because I've got a few years on most people doesn't mean my brain's turned to tapioca, sweet stuff.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to offend you.
Mickey and I dated for 5 years. Oh, I knew what he was, and I didn't approve, believe you me. But I was young, and we got along so well, and he was so considerate. He always kept birch beer on tap at that speakeasy of his just for me.
Ooh, speakeasy, eh?
Tell me about the speakeasy.
It
I don't
was
care
in the
about the safe, I
basement,
already cracked
right
it.
there at Moon Lake. Feds never knew about it, but everybody who was anybody on the East Coast back then, actors, musicians, bankers, politicians, they knew. You weren't big time unless you'd made at least one trip to Moon Lake Mickey's.
That's weird. I'm staying in this old house in Moon Lake, and I haven't seen any sign of a speakeasy. Does it have a secret entrance?
Did this speakeasy have a secret entrance?
There was a lock hidden in one of the tombstones in that little cemetery behind the house. You needed a key to unlock it, and when you did, stairs would appear that led to the speakeasy.
Nice. Do you have any idea how
Do
to
you
get
have
in here
any
from the
idea
house?
how to get into Malone's speakeasy from the house?
I sure don't. That saloon was built using 2 main ingredients, concrete and secrecy. Mickey always bragged that nobody could get in unless he wanted them in, and I do believe he was right. But I'll tell you what, if you send me that picture of me and Mickey, I'll send you my key.
You still have it? How do I know which tombstone to use?
How will I know which tombstone to use it in?
As a joke, Mickey had a tombstone made with the name of this federal agent who had it upland inscribed on it. That's the one the key unlocks.
So William Akers wrote about looking for the gold Malone buried on his property, or do you know anything about the safe? I don't really care about the safe.
William
I've already cracked
Akers,
it.
the guy you call Willie. He wrote about looking for the gold that Malone had supposedly buried on his property at Moon Lake. Do you know anything about that?
The hole in the floor gold heist. Well, I'll be darned.
Hmm. So do you think it's true? That was the name Akers used.
So it's true? He did bury gold on his property?
Truth be told, when Mickey told me he was the one who pulled off that heist and
Ah.
that he'd buried 20 gold bars at Moon Lake, I didn't believe him. I thought he was making it up. See, Mickey and I were on the outs by then. I thought he was just trying to entice me to come back. But if he told Willie the same thing, maybe there's something to the story after all.
Ah. Did he ever say anything to you about a map?
Did he ever say anything to you about a map?
Yes. He said he was making a treasure map and that... The dogs. Something about those dogs of his.
The dogs will lead the way?
He was always saying that. In fact, I'm pretty sure he had it engraved on his tombstone. Think, Viv, think. He said he was making a treasure map and that he was also having paintings done of each dog. He made it sound like one thing had something to do with the other, like he was giving me some big important clue. But I just figured he was playing games, trying to lure me back with mystery and intrigue. I told him to buzz off. Maybe I shouldn't have.
As long as you're happy with your life, I don't see a reason to regret it. So did he say what he was going to do with the paintings? William Aker had some kind of map in his journal. Do you think that's the treasure map Malone mentioned? No, let's go with this.
Did he say what he was going to do with the paintings?
He said he was going to hang them in the speakeasy, and I'm sure that's precisely what he did.
Anything about Malone's dogs that might suggest where he hid the gold? Do you know anything about the safe?
Can you remember anything about Malone's dogs that might suggest where he hid the gold?
I stayed away from his dogs. They made me nervous, always jumping around, barking at this or that. The only one I liked was, what was his name? Iggy. I liked Iggy because he was nice and quiet. He just lay on the porch all day and didn't make a peep.
Do you know anything about the safe that's in the cellar of his house at Moon Lake?
You must be talking about the wall safe. That was Willie's. By Willie, I mean William Akers, one of the guys who worked for Mickey.
Did all Malone's employees have their own safes?
Not hardly. Mickey treated most of his employees like dirt, but not Willie. He honestly liked Willie, trusted him. And when Willie decided he wanted his own safe, Mickey said, "What the hey?" No one knew the combination, not even Mickey. Mostly because Willie was constantly changing it. He was a little paranoid and superstitious. Well, as I recall, he'd pick the most unlucky number he could think of and use that for the combination. He called it a reverse jinx.
Unlucky number? Like what?
We already know.
Like the date that something bad happened, like when the stock market crashed, or when somebody died, or the address of a house that caught fire, or the phone number of the police, that sort of thing.
It's been fun talking to you.
Absolutely, positively.
Well, all right then. So there we go. Ha 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 ha. So, what do we have now that we didn't then? Oh, right. She wanted us to send her the picture. She says if we send her the picture, she'll send us the key. Let's see how fast the mail works around here. Excuse
Hello
me.
again, Miss Drew. Am I in for another interrogation?
I'd like to mail this photo to the woman in Las Vegas. Can you do that for me?
As always, I'm here to serve, Miss Drew. Just give it to me, and I'll take care of it. I'm sure she'll be very pleased to get this back.
Thanks for all your help.
I'm sure she will.
Not a problem.
All right. So there we go. Do I need to go talk to Em about any of this? I don't think so. Oh, it's nighttime anyway. I am officially not allowed to go talking to Em. Okay. Is that, you know what? Let's go see if we can track down Red. I do need to track him down.
How's the bird watching coming along?
Since
I
you
just
asked.
can't seem to find a red-tailed hawk. Any suggestions?
Well, there's gotta be lots around here. You haven't been going around wearing sunglasses and earmuffs, have you?
No, Red, I haven't.
Well, according to my bird map, they like to nest in the big tree that's just to the southwest of the Malone house. I suggest you park yourself nearby and wait. Bound to spot one sooner or later.
Mickey Malone supposedly buried a bunch of stolen gold bars on his property way back in the 20s. Did you know that?
Really? That's interesting. I don't much care, but it's interesting.
Is he lying about that?
Ever hear of a man named William Akers?
I know an extremely annoying park ranger named Jeff Akers, but I've never heard of any William Akers.
See you in a while.
Watch yourself out there.
Okay. So.
I'd better wait until daylight.
Yep, daylight. Alrighty. Well, let's go take a look at that tree now.
Well, I don't see any hawks, but this is probably the tree Red was talking about.
Same one that
At
fell
least
down
it
behind my
was
car.
the tree. That sounded like a hawk.
Quick, where's my camera? There it is! Woo! Now that's a fun one. Excuse.
Hey, what is that hawk standing on?
Take a picture of it, Nan!
That looks like a speaker.
Nan, take a picture of it! It's evidence!
Huh?
Nan!
I better get out of here.
Okay.
My arms and legs are tied. I can't move. At least I can kick. If I could just get that scythe down, I could use the blade to cut the rope around
Okay.
my wrists and free my hands.
Okay. Are we ready for this? Kick this guy down. Kick this up. Burn that. And boom! Free!
I can't just let this thing burn up. I've got to put it out.
Okay. Let's go over to the pump. Grab the full bucket of water. Yeah, that's right. That'll
What
put
in
out an
blazes
entire
happened?
fire.
I saw the fire from my platform and came running. You weren't in there playing with matches, were you?
Yeah, okay.
I was looking at birds, and then I noticed something on the house. And the next thing I knew, I was locked in the tool shed and somebody was setting it on fire.
Whoa, you're not making much sense. Probably smoke inhalation or something. Come talk to me after you've cleaned yourself up and gotten some sleep. I need to tell you something.
Somebody tried
excuse
to kill
you?
you?
I didn't say that.
Somebody knocked you out, locked you in a shed, set it on fire, and you think they were, what, just pulling a prank? Wake up and smell the hostile vibes, Nancy.
I guess it's just hard for me to believe that anybody would consider me to be that big a threat.
I should have never let you stay there by yourself.
Sally, I'm fine. I feel bad about your tool shed, though.
Who cares about the shed? It was full of junk anyway. I'm glad to be rid of it.
That's kind of the way Ranger Akers saw it, too. He showed up right after the birdwatcher did and ticketed me for burning refuse in a manner that endangered park property.
That man is insufferable.
Emily was nice, though. She came by right afterwards and wouldn't leave until I drank the tea she made for me.
Look, Nancy,
What if
one
you
more
don't
time.
like tea?
If you want to leave, just say the word and I'll come get you.
Sally, one more time. I'm fine.
Well, then promise me you'll be careful, okay?
I promise. I'll be in touch.
You better.
What if I don't like tea? Would she have exchanged it for cocoa? I prefer cocoa. Alright. Oh, it's still daylight out, is it? Okay. Cool. actually brings up a thought, right?
It's probably not safe to go in there.
So that actually brings up a thought that I had, right? If whoever is doing this has been trying so hard to keep people from moving into the Malone house, the thing was laying empty for what? They said 10 to 30 years? Why not just burn it down? I mean, I guess then the land is still desirable, but like, why not just burn the house down? Then you won't have to worry about anybody buying it. Okay. We do have to talk to Red because I finally got the last of his photos. I paid him for the spark plug. And I am not happy about it. Hey.
Hello there. I owe you an
Hi.
apology.
Oh!
After you came up here looking for those red tails, I gave my map a closer look and realized it was more than 50 years old.
Ah.
Reason you can't find them is probably because their favorite nesting tree is gone. Finding that hawk's gonna be harder than I thought, so why don't you just give me back my camera and I'll take it from here. It didn't get burned up in that fire or anything, did it?
Excuse you? You're not worried about me, you're worried about the camera. Okay. So somebody clobbers me over the head, then tries to barbecue me, and all you're worried about is your camera? You'll be happy to know I did get a picture of a hawk. So here's your camera back. I got all the birds. You know what? I did get the picture of all the birds. I would, however, like a copy of that picture of the red-tailed hawk for my evidence. I'm just saying.
Somebody clobbers me over the head and then tries to barbecue me, and all you're worried about is your camera?
It's a very expensive camera.
Excuse you?
Where did those gas cans come from?
I ran out of gas. So much for being prepared, huh? Well, that's all I wanted to tell you. I'm sure you've got places to go, things to see, people to pester.
You'll be happy to know that I did get a picture of a red-tailed hawk. So here's your camera back. I got all the birds.
Thank you, Nancy.
Now I'm gonna need
Nice
a
work.
copy of that red-tailed
You're a
hawk
credit
picture.
to your generation.
See you in a while.
Yeah.
So he does have gas cans up here that weren't there before. Now, the question is, would he have used gas to burn the shed down? And here's the honest truth. If he had been using gas to burn the shed down, like if the shed had been ignited with an accelerant like that, I don't think I would have made it. I think it would have gone up way quicker than that. And there never would have been any time for me to put it out. So, no. I don't think he did it. It would be delightful for me to actually, accuse him. But I don't think he did it.
A package just arrived for you from Las Vegas.
Thank you.
Great. Vivian sent me the key.
Wouldn't want to break any littering laws, would we?
Thanks for all your help.
That's why I'm here.
Just because I take a piece of envelope away from me does not mean I am going to break littering laws. I might take it home and throw it out in its proper place and in its proper receptacles where it properly belongs, sir. Alright. Anyway. Sorry. I'm fine. I'm not salty. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not being salty. I might be being just a little salty. I'm fine. It's like this way. Are we going? No, I think we're going this way. straight across or down to the old tree? Okay, there we go. Found the ribbon. As soon as I find the ribbon, I'm actually doing pretty good. Usually. Alright. Hello. Okay. Well, looks like we need to talk to Vivian. Because, Vivian, you left out a few key details, my dear. I need a few things from you, dear. We want to go this way. Vivian, I have some questions for you. Oh, Vivian. Alright, are we ready? Let's talk to Vivian one more time.
Hello?
Is this Vivian?
No, this is Eustacia and
Woo!
Drop-Off. Vivian's fixing snacks in the kitchen.
Oh,
my gosh,
Eustacia.
Eustacia and Drop-Off? Harry Houdini's cousin?
Use the air horn like I showed you!
No, Eustacia, wait. It's Nancy Drew. I talked to you on the phone a couple of months ago, just after a friend of mine was kidnapped in St. Louis. I asked you questions about the theater where the kidnapping took place, the Royal Palladium, remember?
Nancy Drew,
Ah,
the
yes.
Snoopy one. You're not dead yet?
No.
Most people, I talk to them one day, next day they're dead. It is an old age thing.
Oh, stop being so morbid here. Have some clam dip. Hello? Nancy? So you know Eustacia, huh? Small world. Well, what's up?
I got the key you
Yep,
sent me.
I
Thank
know
you so
Eustacia.
much. I really appreciate it. There's just one thing. It doesn't seem to work.
Oh, where is my brain? The key unlocks the letters of the inscription. Just dial in the password and you'll be set.
There's just one more thing.
You don't know the password. I'm sorry. Eustacia and I've been playing canasta all day, and I guess beating her all those times took more out of my brain than I thought.
Next game, I win. Next game, loser pays for pizza.
Well, get out your wallet, sister, because you're going down.
Woo!
So, where were we? Oh, yeah, the password.
Pizza!
It was the name of that federal agent, his first name.
Waldo?
No, not his real first name. What Mickey was always calling him. Baldo. That was it, Baldo.
Alright.
I always thought it was mean to call him that, especially since Mickey was starting to get a little sparse on top himself.
So I just turn the letters until they spell Baldo?
Yes, dear, but like almost everything else in life, it's trickier than it sounds.
Yep. That's okay, we can do this.
Are there any other tricks to getting into the speakeasy that I should know about?
I suppose it's only fair to warn you about the tunnels, and the doors, and the dead ends.
So what?
Tunnels? You mean there's more than one way to get to the speakeasy from the cemetery?
Mickey had his men dig a bunch of tunnels between the speakeasy and the cemetery with hidden doors that opened when other doors closed, and lots of dead ends, so that if the speakeasy was ever raided, his guests could hide from the police. I was always terrified of getting lost, but you're a plucky girl. I'm sure you'll be fine.
It's been fun talking to you.
Oh,
Absolutely,
fun!
Absolutely.
I was always terrified of getting lost, but you know, I'm sure you'll be alright. Have fun, kiddo! I mean, to be fair, she may not remember the path to get to the speakeasy. But here we go! Anybody ready to see the speakeasy? Sounds exciting. Let's go. The right way, let's go. Let's go the right way, shall we? Alright, we go to the fallen tree. And then we go turnies. And then we go straight. No, then we go turnies again. Then we go turnies. And then we go ribbon. And then we go turnies again. Did I turnies the wrong direction? I might have turnies the wrong direction. Ha! Found it! Okay. Here we go. We're ready. So these three move as one. That one moves individually. That moves these two. Alright. We'll get there. Here we go. And then this one just turns individually. Oh. We have some steps, do we? I suppose I should pull out my flashlight.
It's too dark. I need a flashlight.
I've got one, Nance.
Oh, the batteries are going dead. I can't see a thing. I'd better go back.
There we go. Found the lever. Alright, we're gonna have to do this all again. Let's do her again. Shall we? This is the one where they padded out the gameplay with a lot of backtracking. And the forest maze does not help situations. There we go. Got it. Well, where do we go for batteries around here? Only one place, I suppose. M's Tacky Tourist Trap. M's Emporium. So it seems like nobody out here gets along, right?
How you holding up?
I need
I need
flashlight batteries.
flashlight batteries. Do you carry them?
Yep. But you know, I've been meaning to make a pretty display out of them packs of combo coal over there for the longest time. Just can't seem to get around to it.
In other words, you'd like me to give it a shot.
Here's the way it should look when you're done.
Alright. Can I have it? Alright, here's what we're doing. We should have green all down here. Done. There should be 1 orange and 3 yellow. Perfect. Alright, so it looks like the tail is ready to go. Yep. This one can move here. Yeah? Okay, and then we can have... There's a pack with 1 orange in the middle. That goes here. Okay. Yes. That goes there.
Ta-da!
Done.
One smiling goldfish. It's obviously never tried combo cola.
Are you sure about that? I mean that's a smiling goldfish.
Hey, Nancy, this mean you got them cans stacked?
You bet. They look just like the picture you gave me.
It
which
really
you
wasn't
can
that
have back.
hard.
Here's your batteries, and thanks, Nancy.
Thank you. Alright. One fresh, very bright flashlight. Here we go. Back to McDonald's house. Sally McDonald had a gangster's house. Somewhere in the woods. No? Doesn't work? I mean, I try. Alright. It had traps over here and gold over there. Somewhere in the woods. Alright, let's go. We're doing a tourney. We're doing a tourney. We're doing a tourney. We're doing a tourney this way? Nope. We're doing a go straighty. Then we're doing a tourney. Then we're doing another tourney. Okay, I can do this. Alright, let's do it again. So... I have everything but these two correct. Now this one's correct. Alright, now we can just get this sorted out. Thank you.
It's silly
Alright.
to try to explore this in the dark.
I'm not exploring it in the dark, Nan. Oh, buddy. Dead end, so we don't go that way. So we go up this way?
Uh-oh.
Let's say we go straight. No? You're a plucky kid. You'll figure it out.
So this is the speakeasy.
Apparently, I did figure it
Wow.
out. Hello. And we're in the basement. Alright. I don't need to go here. But now we should be able to enter from the house, which makes it a whole lot better. Whole lot easier. Okay. There's a button. Okay. Ooh. Let's take a look and see what we got around here. Here we go. First dog.
If map is correct, the tree where Vitus would bark at the hawks used to be right about here.
Okay, so that's where Vitus used to bark at the hawks. Vitus is also a V, and his collar is blue. We are going to need that. Okay. What do we got? Iggy! Iggy is I, and his collar is yellow. Thank you. This one's damaged, so I can't really tell much from it. But Xander is a something. Xander is something, ain't he? Aha!
So
Lucy.
Lucy would swim out to the shipwreck, which is about here.
Lucy is an L. And her collar is green. Okay. Fun. So... this is where the dogs will lead
Those
the
must
way.
be the spigots William Akers mentioned in his journal.
Okay. So, he said there was a code to this. There we go. Press the button. We have Z, V, X, I, N, A. O, Z, V, X. Okay. So here's the thing. The dogs all have colors on their collars, right? This must mean Xander is red. Okay, so here's how you put this together. The dogs all have colors on their collars. We have a letter lock. So let's match the collar colors with the first letter of each dog's name. So that makes this an X. And we just keep going till we get there. Okay, so it started on S. Let's say we go 3 from there. See where we end up. Give me a 1. Close. Give me another 1. Nope, too close. I'm just going to keep pulling it until we land where we want. That's an N. Got it. Okay. So then that makes this blue, which is V, which I already have set by accident. That was an accident. I was just messing with it, but there we go. We have yellow is I. Very close. All right. And we have green as L. Very close. We're going to get there. Got it! Bingo dingo. Now. Oh,
It's too dark.
Okay. I see a light up here. What is with this light up here? Hello. There's Iggy. There's a weird map. There's Vitus. And another weird map. Lucy. And another map. We have Xander, who used to
Xander, played by the pump, which is
like
right
to play
here.
by the pump. And then we have yet another odd map. Okay. So, we have these lovely odd maps, but only one of them looks familiar. So we have one full row of tiles, and these are definitely tiles. If you look at them, they match the same tiles. So Vitus is on, if we go, this is column 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on, right? And then we have rows as 1, 2, 3. So then let's say this is column 2. Well, actually, we can go this way, right? 1, 2. So this is column 1, or row 1, 2. Blech! Column 1, 2, 3, 4. Row 1, 2, 3, 4. So if this is row or column 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have X on column 7. as well as Lucy is on column 7. Iggy, so I, is on column 8 and 9. And Vitus is on 9, 10, 11. Is on column 11. Okay? And that puts Lucy at column 7, row 1. That puts Xander at column 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Row 5. That puts Iggy at row 4. And Vitus at row 3. Okay. So then, we say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That puts Lucy here. And that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, up 1, and then 9, 10, 11, up 1. Boom! Uh-oh.
That doesn't sound good.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Guys, we're locked in. I guess we're going for it. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Uh-oh. We're locked in.
It's some kind of lock.
So I can't get out that way. That way's a dead end. We can't go that way. I guess we go... Hello? I hear a woof woof. Do you hear a woof woof?
So you're the ghost dogs. You look pretty real to me.
Look at the babies! Oh no, I'm frozen. Hi! Hi! Oh, they're such cute little Roddies. Oh. I am going to save because it's having a little bit of trouble struggle busing. So, you know, just on the off chance. It's been a while. Mayan temples used as alien landing pads. Glyphs hold key to evidence. Lose 50 pounds in a day and live. A giant roach found in man's bathtub. So what's the news? So what's new? Says DC police. Yeah, fair enough. Hot exclusive celebrity gossip. Who's cool and who's not? From the Tattler. And then we have the Fanatic. For the ultimate movie fan. Movies, reviews, celebrity news, and more. Look who's back! Despite the Royal Palladium fiasco, Brady Armstrong makes a comeback in Destiny Shines Forth inside your very own Roadkill International Final Festival. Oh, okay. Ooh, I have a key. Keys are nice. Must be what made their eyes glow, I guess.
That's the speaker I saw in the house.
Uh-huh. 11:28, 3 a.m., 600 feet northeast of Malone Dock. Comb, camo pin, 2 bottles, empty, 5 coins. Rumor going around that Malone House has been sold. Find gold now, now, now! Eddie and Cher, stinky breath, must brush their teeth. 12:05 to 4:30 a.m., 500 feet northeast of Malone Dock. 1 bottle of cognac, full. 1 tiara, rusted. 1 key, initials MM. Doggy checkup times. Dogs to the vet in Lewiston. Appointment at 4:30 p.m., 12:10. Return Titanic to Val's video, same time. It's overdue. Rumors true. Sale of Malone House final. No sign of gold. Time for Plan D, as in dog. Extra treat for Cher for being so good. 12:11 at 2:30 a.m. 50 feet south of the rocks. 1 silver flask, 3 bottles, empty. 2 plates, slightly damaged. Too cold to drag. Store nets for the winter. Take key found in the lake to Harrisburg to show Chuck. Charles D. Weasel, Antiquities. Get hair done while at Harrisburg, while you know. Vet lab reports in. All dogs are A++. Buy extra Happy Hound ham sticks for training. New owner moving in late April. Order electric whistle speaker transmitters. Order electric whistle speaker transmitters. Eye lights. Gary's Gadgets and Gizmos. Chuck says key special made for Malone in 1931 gold heist. In 1931. Gold heist was 1931. Key equals gold, maybe? Try in the tool shed. No. The speakeasy. No. The Malone house. The closest old trunks. The closets, the old trunks. Ugh. No gold. Ugh. Tiles on the mosaics in the tunnels push in and out. Clue to where the gold is? Think. Sally McDonald, 27, freelance photographer. For tunnel kennel, need food bowls, flea collars. 20% off sale at Well Pets, doggy beds, squeaky toys, and chew bones. Sally McDonald is moving in April 19th. Work on the mosaics 1 by 1. Push every tile. Mosaic 1, nothing. 2, nothing. 3, nothing. 4, nothing. Nothing happens. Malone and his stupid puzzles can take a flying leap. Dogs already hunting. Dogs ready for hunting. Wish I could sick 'em on Malone. Sally M. gone. Who is Nancy Drew? Get out the nets, repair, and check the boat for leaks. Nancy Drew knows about the gold. Must find before she does. Whew! What did Bruce and Merle roll in during exercise time? Might as well give them all a bath. Ugh. So, that's a fairly feminine notebook. Right? And also, these notes are definitely of somebody dragging nets through the lake bed. There's only one person we know who does dragging. There's only one person we know of who's dragging the lake bed.
These dogs have been trained to act vicious on command.
Oh, poor babies. Dentaglow, glow-in-the-dark toothpaste, safe for humans and pets. Lasts for 3 hours. Washes easily.
I bet the dogs attacked Sally's house because high-frequency signal was transmitted to them through the speaker I saw on the roof.
Oh, you poor babies.
You've been trained to respond to a silent signal from this thing, haven't you?
Oh, you poor babies. They're good dogs. They're good dogs. He's a good puppy. Bad owner. Good puppies. Alright, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1 over, 1 up, 1 over, 1 up. Alright, done. right. Well, what do we got? Hello? A wheel. Okay. Water level. Ooh.
Something's missing here. Something's missing here. Something's missing here.
Yes, I know.
Something's missing here.
No. Okay, so you want me to put that in first?
Something's missing here.
No.
Something's missing
Yeah, I know.
here.
I put that in. Okay.
The wheel is gone.
Ah! That's where they wanted me to go. Thank you. Now we can go from here.
It's locked. It's locked.
Okay. Let's unlock it. Spin both of those. Drain the water level.
It's blocked.
I know. I'm just gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that. Because I'm gonna need that to
I'm
come
this
with
close
me.
to finding the gold. I just know it.
All right. Well, down we go into the well. Built by Kromeister Well Works, 1924.
These colors look very familiar.
So, again, this is where all those Roman numeral puzzles and the dog colors come into play. L is green and 50. Red is X and 10. Blue is V and 5. And yellow is I and 1. Okay. Done. So, what do we got? Look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. 20 gold bars.
600 pounds of gold bullion. Wow.
Hey there, Nancy.
Hi.
Why, what on earth have we got here?
Okay, let's go. Down into the well. We can do this. Okay, let's go up into this one. Come on.
There's plenty of gold here. We can share. Open the door.
Not that way. Let's go up this way.
Nancy,
Boom!
wait. Let's talk about this. This can just be our little secret. You scratch my back, I scratch yours, remember? Nancy?
The gold's all yours, Em. Enjoy it while you can.
All right, quick, flood the tunnel. Let's go. We got her. No, I'm kidding. We won't flood the tunnel.
Dear
We'll
Ned,
just
as
leave
soon
her
as I
locked
got out of
there.
the tunnels, Emily had left a door open. I called the sheriff. But when I led him back down the well to the room where I'd left Emily, she refused to leave. He and his deputies finally got her out, but one of them said afterward that if he had to choose between getting a bear away from her cub and getting Emily away from that gold, he'd pick the bear.
Well, all right.
What's worse, by the time they took Emily away, the place was swarming with reporters from all over the country. The commotion has scared away every bird for miles. I'm pretty sure Red Knot would like to strangle me. On the other hand, when Ranger Akers found out that 7 cars and 2 helicopters were illegally parked on park property and that he was going to get to ticket them, he was ecstatic. Tucker Davis finally cleared away that dead tree, which means I'm free to drive home.
Woo!
Moon Lake is beautiful, but I've had enough wildlife for now. Which reminds me, did I mention that those 4 ghost dogs are actually very sweet? They're so sweet, in fact, that Sally is seriously thinking about adopting them. How's that for irony? Ever yours, Nancy. Bess, hi, it's Nancy.
Ooh.
I'm at this little amusement park on the coast. I wish I could say I was having a wonderful time, but the fact is, some pretty spooky things have been happening here. There have been some strange accidents, and the carousel, it starts up in the dead of night all by itself, like it's haunted or something. You know me, I don't get scared very easily, but I saw it myself, and I'll call you later. I've gotta go right now.
Ooh. The haunted carousel. Coming soon, as in we'll be playing it tomorrow. We'll be playing it tomorrow. So tomorrow I will be playing Haunted Carousel. It is part of Nancvember, where I play every single Nancy Drew that I have in order. I'm missing like 3, I think. Not counting the original 2 that I don't have, because they don't work on my computer anymore. So I gave away the CD to my nephews and my niece, who, when it didn't work on their computers anymore, got rid of it. So it's like, whatever. But anyway, I think I'm missing 3, which is weird because I've played them, but I'm missing them. So I think what had happened was I had bought them through Her Interactive directly, but I purchased them as a guest. And then I played them, I enjoyed them, I had the files on my computer, and then my computer died. And I was like, well, it's no big deal. I'll just contact herinteractive.com and get them back. But because I purchased them as a guest, they don't have any records of me actually making the purchase. So since they don't have any records of me actually making the purchase, I'm out of luck. I just have to repurchase them from somewhere else. But anyway, I forget which ones I'm missing, but we will find out later. I am, however, going to head out. I will be live tomorrow. I am live every Wednesday to Sunday, somewhere between 8:30 and 10-ish a.m., depending on my husband's schedule. That is in Eastern or New York time, whichever's easiest for you to Google. I will be back tomorrow. You guys have a great day. Bye, everyone.